there's only 2 more podcasts left this year. There's only 2 more opportunities for us to talk about the news. There's only 2 more spreadsheets full of videos that we have to watch. Yeah, it's the RageSelect podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to the RageSelect podcast right here on RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
I'm Bryce.
And that was my way of telling people that, like, we got a podcast this Sunday. There's a podcast next Sunday. I'm not making anybody record on Christmas, so that'll be the last podcast until I think like 2 weeks into 2026.
There we go.
2026? Is that right? Is that really a thing?
That's what it's going to be.
Good Lord.
I know.
I don't. I just I give it 1 star on Yelp. Would not recommend.
It's pretty.
Didn't get my water refilled. Yeah. Bryce, how's it going?
I'm just going okay. It's going all right, and it's beautiful around here in Austin, and just kind of easing into the end of the year. I'm trying to ease into the end of the year because sometimes I stop and I look at it and I feel like,
right.
But I do have to finish a few more things before the new calendar clock's over.
Did you ever watch the Speed Racer movie?
I 2 different times did I try to watch that movie and then fall asleep immediately in like 10 minutes.
Oh wow! Okay, all right.
I've heard it's great.
There's a part at the end of that movie that is so bombastic where Speed Racer is winning the big race and like he's just going 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's in the zone. He's going over stuff and it's going like the black and white checkered finish line and his car pops up and it's spinning through the finish line and it becomes this like vortex and everything is going off. It's like a sensory explosion. That's how I feel at the end of every year. It's like I start out the year, everything's together, the doors are on my car, and by the end I'm coming over the finish line spinning with like a steering wheel and an engine, and that's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of movies, did you watch anything? You play anything good? You done anything cool recently you want to tell the fine folks about?
What I've been playing mostly lately, I was playing a little bit of Arc Raiders, which is okay. But I have dived into the Gran Turismo 7 Power Pack.
The Power Pack
DLC. It's cool. It's also definitely not for everybody, because it is kind of enthusiast in a way. It is a single player campaign where you have about 50 or so designed races to compete in, and they kind of have this opening video right when you start the mode that says, hey, this is meant to emulate real racing on the time scale of real racing. That this takes a while when you do it.
Okay.
Because each of those events is a race weekend. So that means you're allotted up to an hour of practice time where you go out on the track and you see what's going on and you're in traffic with everybody. Then you have a qualifying period, about 10 minutes or so in a lot of the ones that I've seen so far, where you set your place on the grid, and then the race, which is 6, 10, 8 laps, however long. And that is kind of sounds like an onerous process because because in these games, a lot of the single player AI is usually kind of trivial, especially when you just are allowed to bring whatever car into whatever track.
Right.
But that's not how these work. These are all designed. So when you pick the event, they give you a choice of 3 different cars, like a normal, a slightly slower, and then a slightly slower car. And you can get like a multiplier at the end, whatever your rewards are.
Okay.
But that's it. You don't get to tune it. You don't get to change the skin on it. That's your car. And that's why you're kind of given this practice period to learn the car and learn the track. And then but the other part of it is that the AI here is the Sophie 3.0 AI. And the Sophie AI is like an upgrade that they've added and developed over the course of GT7, and it's meant to use machine learning to know the mini turns and the curves and the micro gates.
Okay.
It does neural training, whatever.
Okay.
But that means it does drive pretty hard. They are the AIs that are in each of these campaigns are pretty strong. I tend to see a lot of the same names at the top, and they frustrate me because it takes me a minute. And a lot of them I'm not able to get pole position.
Are you telling me that you're having like a nemesis system with Gran Turismo, the AIs in Gran Turismo 7?
And all the names are from like actual Gran Turismo like champions. So I can't be that mad at them.
Like Drivatars? Are they like Drivatars or from the actual online people who play the game?
Their names and a little photo portrait.
Nice. Okay. How much would you say there is there? Is it like hours and hours and hours? I mean, it sounds like it's a very methodical process. So you have any indication of like how much time overall worth of racing? Like if this was its own game, what would you say the play time was? Like,
well, so think about it like this, right? If you really wanted to power through and say, I'm great and I don't need to practice, it would take a 10-minute race experience into, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes if you set a good quality lap one on your first time out, and then you just speed time through all of it and you don't do any practice. It extends it to where, okay, you have to set at least a fast lap to get a good grid on these pretty difficult AI races.
Okay.
So I think that it's what, $30, I want to say. I think it's worth the price. I think that the AI is really kind of tough, and it makes me having played it get a better feel of how to understand the cars and how to read the tracks a little bit better. I'm not great on I know I have a wheel setup and I'm not great at it. I'm better on the controller.
Yeah.
But in either way I've played it, I feel like going through practice and going through and trying to set a good quality lap have made me think a little bit more consciously about how I take each lap and how how to race that car on that track.
You're starting up. You've gone from the high end of the like medium skill tier to the low end of the high skill tier.
Yeah.
Like when you playing Guitar Hero and you jack it up to hard, you've got to start learning how to move that pinky to the orange button.
Yes, exactly. And so I think that is a really cool challenge. And if that doesn't sound interesting to you, I would say, maybe just consider the regular campaign that's already in Gran Turismo 7 before you, because it really feels enthusiast.
Yeah.
With some of the events, presumably, and on near the end of it's built out like a skill tree.
Yeah.
Are some of the endurance type events, including like a 24-hour event. But I this week, maybe yesterday or so, they kind of had a surprise update to Gran Turismo, which updated the AIs, which I think potentially made them a little easier because God, some of these AIs it's just that they're really consistent and they're really fast.
Yeah.
They're
not making any mistakes. They're not doing anything for you to exploit. They're just, driving their asses off.
Exactly. But I do like that what that all replicates comes to fruition at the start of the race, right? You've done all the quality. Now you're going into the first turn, and any race you do, the first turn is going to be really chaotic. And at this point, when you've kind of bought in a little onto the track, onto the car, into the results of the race that you're not able to restart at all, it makes it all feel really really tense in a way that the Gran Turismo format has never allowed you to. There's never ever been that not never ever, but it's just not the way Gran Turismo is right now, where you're doing like a proper race and a proper first turn. And that is really novel.
Sounds great. I mean, I always remember Gran Turismo as being, my friends really said I had to play this game, and it was Gran Turismo 1 on the PlayStation 1, and they were like, you have to get a license before you can do any of this dumb. You have to be able to like drive and get this license before you can even start playing the game.
Well,
I can do like a Sunday Cup, but like...
Yeah, the licenses, but also I think, the game, is not exactly a pure simulation, but is... You do have it's not a kart racer.
Yeah.
You can't just, throw it in. They have good assists in the games now where, to the point where I think you can auto drive mostly for you. And you just, I guess, steer. But, that stuff's there for you. And I think it's got a lot of craft and care into what is here, even despite my literal years of complaints and criticisms of the game.
Everybody knows that if you don't complain bitterly about the thing you love, you really don't actually love it that much.
Exactly.
Well, speaking
what about
of
you, Jeff?
Speaking of things that I love and complain bitterly about all the time, I watched not one but 2 anime movies this week. I went to the theater and I watched that Jujutsu Kaisen thing, and then I went. They put the Chainsaw Man Reze arc on home video, and I was like, maybe I'll save that for next week, but Knives Out's coming out this weekend, and I'm going to watch the shit out of that. So, yeah.
Which one was better, first off?
That is an interesting question, because one was a movie and one was like a collage of an entire season of anime and then 2 episodes of season 3. The Jujutsu Kaisen one was like one of these Frankenstein things, and I'll be honest, they said like, we're going to do, because season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen had this thing called the Shibuya arc, and it was this huge action thing that went on for like 18 episodes, and it kept escalating and it kept being more exciting every week. I was like, oh God, what are they going to do next? And they said, we're going to recap what happened in Shibuya, and then we're going to show these 2 episodes of the new season. Okay. And I thought, okay. Like when I went to go see Demon Slayer, it's like, we're just going to show you the last 2 episodes, and then we're going to show you a few more episodes, right? No, they made like 18 episodes of an anime into like a 30-minute clip show that was completely incomprehensible unless you are already very familiar with what actually happened, because they just blew past it.
That's the question. Did you comprehend it?
I did comprehend it, but I didn't care for that, because it was like,
yeah,
I would rather just seen 2 episodes back to back, because every episode was thrilling. And so instead of just showing me like, and then this person died, and then this person died, and then this fight happened, and we're going to show you 2 seconds of it, and then this fight happened, we're going to show you 2 seconds of that, and this fight happened, we're going to show you 5 seconds of that. It was like, whoa, man, just show me something comprehensible. So
it kind of sounds like, they wanted to cover, whatever all that period was, but with, anytime they do any of these screening things, they kind of need to build in multiple bullet points of things on the ticket. And so if it can be a 30-minute recap of the season, that, I hear it.
Yeah. So, I mean, like the thing is, they can't just show you 40 minutes of anime and then charge you a movie ticket for it. Like they have to put something else beside the first 2 episodes. So it was cool.
Wait. Okay. So it was the 30 minutes thing. That was there was a 30-minute recap and then 2 new episodes.
Yes. And then episode 3, the first 2 episodes of season 3 that's coming out in January. So, yeah. So this is it's a very weird, disjointed way to go to the movie theater.
I thought the numbers on that were a little more. Look, even more, all the more that you had to put. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it is que sera. How were the new episodes?
Okay, I like what was going on.
Exciting for the new season?
Yes, it's been like 2 or 3 years since the last season. I'm very excited for the new one. It looks like it's going to be less high school and more death game. Like I think it's going to be a death game thing where it's like everybody is fighting each other in this kind of fucked up world, and that somebody's going to come out on top. So,
you mean like Fortnite?
Yeah, kind of.
They're doing a Fortnite?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
The other one was the Chainsaw Man Reze arc, and Chainsaw Man Reze arc was That was a movie. That was a 2-hour movie. It's not TV episodes. It's like at a beginning and a middle and an end. 2/3 of it was kind of a romance. Like the main character from that show is this guy who never had any human affection in his entire life. And so the first person to show him any love or attention happens to also be using him to fight the devils that are in this world. And so the main character Denji meets this new lady Reze, and there's a lot of like back and forth about kind of like what her deal is, and it's good. It's got a lot of bombastic action towards the end. Chainsaw Man is it's very violent, and it's very kind of grimy and dirty, and like not exactly, it's not the most fun time in the world, but it is what it is. And if you liked season 1 of Chainsaw Man, almost certainly it's going to be worth watching. Like,
could you go in not knowing much about Chainsaw Man?
You would have to. Yes, with the caveat of like you'd have to pick up some stuff from context clues, given that people have kind of crazy magic powers and they don't really explain that.
Okay.
But the romance angle of it is really pretty universal to where you could probably catch on. Like it wouldn't be the most greatest, but like you could probably watch this. You could deal with it. There's a lot of references to stuff that happened before, but it's still a pretty good time. So yeah.
Is that with the new season on the way for Chainsaw Man?
I don't think so. So let's see. Let me just type it in because this same thing happened with Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, it hasn't been announced yet. Or I don't know. That's the AI overview. Who knows? That thing's wrong like half the time.
Well, it's calling it Reze arc makes it sound like an arc of a season, a core of a season.
Mm-hmm. So, I think it was just like a short chapter in the manga, and so they basically squeezed the whole thing. I could actually see them like dragging it out into a longer arc, but it probably wouldn't be a full season. It would probably just be like a half or a third of a season. So, but this same thing happened with Jujutsu Kaisen, where they had their first season, and then it was like 2 years, and then they had a feature film, which was a prequel. And then it was like another year, and then that came out on VOD, and then it was like 6 more months, and then the second season started. So it's kind of in the same thing where some of these things have gotten so complicated, and they were so rushed on that Jujutsu Kaisen season to where the animators were on Twitter complaining, which they never fucking do, that I kind of want to give them as much time as possible. But both really bombastic. I don't know. You just wait for if you're not into the Jujutsu Kaisen thing, just wait until January and the season 3 will start. You can just watch it. So.
Yeah, I mean, presumably there'll still be regular I mean, I like these events, making events out of releasing the first episodes of a new season or something. I really like that idea, and I like that it's still kind of going, and it while not interrupting presumably the normal distribution schedules.
Yeah. No. As opposed to, I think a lot of animes in the olden days, animes used to have to, they would make a movie for like a show that was popular. They did it with one of my favorite shows, the My Hero Academia show. I'm sorry, we're gonna get to that stuff in just a second. But like, they would have to come up with a reason why this movie happens between episode 17 and episode 18 when there was a brief time delay, and it wouldn't make any sense because nobody ever talks about what happened in the movie in the show. Whereas Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, they're just like, well, this is the next episode, right? Like the movie is either a prequel that doesn't have to connect to anything, or it's the next episode of the show, and you're just going to go watch that instead. And I much prefer that because then you don't have this weird one-off that's kind of bizarre.
It keeps everything on one kind of lineage of canon,
Yeah.
There's... Yeah, it's just easier to have Lion King instead of like Lion King and then Simba's cool beats. Nala's time in the rainforest.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Keep it warm. Can we talk about video games?
Let's talk about video games. I just let people know that the Game of the Year awards are happening as we're recording this, but we did have the Day of the Devs, which is the Tim Schafer it's like an indie group that does a bunch of kind of independent game the showcase with trailers and developer interviews and stuff, and they had a showcase, and it was 24 games, and I cut that down to about 14 because some of them were things we'd known about before. Some of them I knew were just going to be like, that's a third-person action game for you, baby. So I picked the ones that I thought were going to be the most interesting, and we're going to take a look at those.
What seemed very interesting?
Mostly horror.
Cool.
So yeah, we start with Lucid Falls, which was a very I think it was actually described as kind of like a Hellraiser-esque type of thing, where you're in this like kind of strange and surreal underworld. It looks like it's got some actual combat to it. Like there's kind of a part where they show the main character has like a crystal that shoots. There also appears to be some kind of literal Hellraiser cube that you could use to turn the gravities around and affect the environment. They were very light on details, and so sometimes when you've seen like several dozen of this exact type of game, you're like, well, I don't know. It seems like it could be good, or it could just be Unreal Engine 5 spooky forest game with the desaturation turned down and some red lights on. But I don't know. I think it looks kind of interesting. It looks a little different than the stuff that we've seen before. I don't know. Did you get a chance to watch any of these, Bryce? Just out of curiosity.
I'm kind of giving these all a fresh look here. This one, it doesn't seem it doesn't seem any more unique than a lot of the other horror games that have come out lately. It seems fine and good looking and probably appropriately scary.
Yeah.
But I really don't have too much. I don't have a lot of breadth and nuance for horror games.
Right.
So, yeah.
The thing that
It looks like shit. No, I don't know what to do with. Oh, there's the wood is floating in this horror game. This one's got hands.
Yeah. I don't know. I always appreciate when I see a trailer for a horror game and there's a weapon in it, because there was a time where so many of these Unreal Engine 5 games were just like, walk around, run away, hide in a closet. And I'm like, no, let me do something.
True.
So, let's see. From there, we had Stretchmancer, which is a really interesting, it's like a puzzle game where you can stretch the entire world. Like you could stretch the walls, and you can like grab things and pull yourself to them. You can like squash you could squash a wall down to make a platform that you can get on and then let it go up. You could push the walls out. Like they show in the beginning, you're in a prison cell, and you just push one of the walls out so that the space between the bars gets bigger, and then you just walk between them.
Wow.
Which I thought was just such an interesting, I don't know if we're getting that many like physics puzzle games as much. I guess I don't see those all the time. And this had a kind of a lighthearted, you're in like a space prison and you're the Stretchmancer. The developer talked about how like they had to build this specific engine because they had to be able to stretch like the entire world.
Yeah. It's really cool how it's just how you're going from like, here's like a bridge and you're just shifting the bridge to like you've grabbed the wall of the room and you're extending it, and the room is growing and the decorations are like kind of reshaped for the shape of it. It looks really cool. It looks kind of similar to what's the Superliminal.
Oh, yeah.
The, grab and resize stuff.
Yeah.
But in its own, the shifting, grabbing, and stretching thing is very different. Like there's actually like they're showing off kind of like a security.
They talked specific. The developer talked about fluid dynamics in rooms, where when you change the size of the room, like the fluid in the room then
stays the same amount.
It's the amount, so it'll go up or to go down. And apparently this whole thing was a Ludlum Dare or whatever, like a
game jam,
and then they decided to put it in a full thing. I think this looks really interesting. Like it's just it's such a like you all should go watch the trailer for it because it's really striking when they grab a room as opposed to like you could see a game where you take a block and you have to stretch it out and you have to make a thing, but when you take the entire room and then squeeze it down to so that it's like touching your head, that's really impressive.
And
so
it's got a really strong like stretch kind of bouncing sort of cartoonish sort of effect. So yeah, it's cool. That's interesting.
They also talked about briefly that the soundtrack is like very Saturday morning cartoon. Like they made it specifically to sound kind of like a 80s 90s Saturday morning cartoon. So yeah, good stuff. Cool. Let's see from there. We got another Devolver Digital game that I had not heard about called Virtue and a Sledgehammer that appears to be some kind of like psychological exploration of the things. Like the trailer says most people go to therapy and you're using a sledgehammer because it's like you're breaking down what's going on in your brain with a sledgehammer. They've got like destruction physics a la like Red Faction or Battlefield where you're knocking down like walls and there's like robots and stuff in there. And I don't really know what exactly is going on, but I like the vibes. I like the weird indie art vibes and then also extreme violence with a gigantic sledgehammer in the same game. So
wow, yeah, this is a really fascinating. Like the destruction stuff is cool, but also this trailer is like really stylish. I kind of want to see more of the game.
Okay,
yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's Devolver's been. We just played Force Strike, this game that they put out this year that I kind of skipped over, where you can practice these kung fu fights like a million times, but then once you hit go, you only have one shot to do them, and it's got this really in-depth system. I love the stuff that Devolver does. Oh, and it should be noted that this team was the team that did the Red Strings Club and the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, which were both interesting games. Red Strings Club being kind of a kind of a choice-based like pixel art thing, and then I think Cosmic Sisterhood was the one where you build your own tarot cards and then use them in various ways. And so it was this team has been very cool. I've liked the stuff they've done so far. So
yeah.
I
kind of want to see a little. I'm gonna go, I guess, look at this video after we're done, because the destruction stuff they show you breaking down a house and breaking through walls, and that stuff's great. That stuff's super good in like Red Faction, and I don't know. Is this like a Dark Soulsy thing, or also I don't know.
It's a psychological weird exploration thing, but
there's robots also.
Yeah, I don't know what the robots are about. Next up, we have Bistro. That's BEST which is a cooking / dungeon adventure thing where you play as like this fox guy that runs a restaurant for adventurers. You get the ingredients that they bring back, and then you put them into. You do a little cooking mini game. You give it to them. They take it out, and then what you cook them gives them a series of like cards that they use for battles, and then when they come back, they tell you, quotey fingers, tell you about their battles with a little puppet show, like a little kind of shadow puppet show, and that's like a little RPG that you play where you use the resources that you've given them to then do little RPG battles on sticks, kind of like the beginning of Battle Block Theater almost. But outside of that, it's really beautiful graphics. Like the character design is really solid. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Wander Stop, but with a little bit more action.
With action, yeah.
Yes.
I think, was this on PC already, maybe? Or I feel like maybe I have seen of this before.
I think that it was announced maybe over Summer Games Fest. I don't know, because this is reveal trailer, and this came out like a day ago. So I don't know. Like maybe it was something else. I think there might have been another game that looks a lot like this.
Because I feel like this like half cooking, half act, but this specifically even with the RPG. Okay,
I don't know. I did a search for it, and I feel like everything I'm seeing is from a day ago, but that could just be because I'm not looking too far into it. But
I think I've seen Bistro on Steam. I think maybe I've seen it on Steam before as like a wish list thing.
Oh, maybe. I think they put out a demo just recently, but yeah, I don't know. It looks cool. I don't know. Pretty cool.
What else looked cool?
Okay. This was called Unme.
Is that the new TikTok self-censorship? We're unalive. We're unmeing. We're no longer unalive.
Oh, yes. Yes, we're unmeing. Okay. This trailer has serious performance issues and looks a little bit ugly in some places, but apparently you're playing as this young girl who is in a weird, spooky hospital and has 3 different personalities. Like there's 1 personality, 2 personality, 3 personality, and each personality has a different set of phobias that they're afraid of. And you through these little interview sections, as well as looking at the spooky things that are in there, are supposed to be somehow, I didn't understand it when they were talking about it, somehow you're supposed to be deducing which personalities are the liar. Like it's like an Among Us. It's like a single player Among Us where you're trying to like figure out which of the 3 personalities is an imposter and excising them. And then once you excise one, it's like you can choose between the other 2, but you can't go backwards. And so it's like a run-based thing. Very creative visuals, like this nurses with the giant smiling heads follow you is very striking. And like there's some, I noticed that they had this big sunflowers in there, which I know some people get creeped out by the the holes in the sunflowers. But
yeah. I mean, this is interesting because I can't tell if this is just like a little horror narrative game, or you kind of mentioned run based with the different personalities.
I think they're shooting for something, a little bit more procedural, or I don't know if it's procedural, but something that has enough meat that you can randomize a run and then you'll get a different outcome to what you got before. So, but very striking visuals. Very striking visuals is the main thing.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah. Let's see.
What else looks nice?
We also got Soundgrass. This one was very light on. This was one guy, and he's talking about like, this is a world that you interact with using sound. Like you push this little like probe, this little ball out. You can like listen to sounds in various places, and you can like change them and mess around with the environment. I wasn't 100% clear on what's going on, but you're like in a very moody world with giant alien like spheres and like buildings in the sky, like big architecture pieces going around that you're apparently going to be interacting with in some way. This loses a lot if you can't hear this guy explain what's going on with the audio.
It looks kind of like a toy game. It kind of looks like a toy game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there might be more to it than that, but again, it very well could be. It very well could be like an experience. It could be like, what was that Lush Foil simulator that came out earlier this year where it's like, go take pictures of stuff. And it's I don't want to. But there does appear to be some puzzly elements, of like, I'm not sure if it's just all traversal, but I did think it had some good, interesting vibes with the kind of the color scheme and the kind of twilight and the this little ball of light that goes out, these kind of abstract things. It seemed like it had some interesting, like it was very interesting to look at. So whether it's interesting to play is a whole other matter.
Yeah, and maybe there's like a soundtrack element to this that makes it kind of a really complete sort of thing. Yeah,
yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
Interesting visuals.
I've seen it before, but we got a 3-minute trailer for the Dungeon Experience, which is was announced during Summer Games Fest. It's obviously some kind of like comedy D&D thing with this like weird crab guy kind of doing a Rick and Morty a little so random thing. It's apparently some kind of first person, like it's Dungeons and Dragons, but it's also a team building seminar. So it's got like a corporate hell type of thing with this little crab guy that says a lot of inappropriate stuff. And it seems pretty funny. Like there's a mini game in here where you've got to push in 2 giant poking out nipples on this guy in order to open a door. And there's obviously a lot of just, it really has
like
that
an HR violation. But.
Yes, it really has that little random kind of vibe to it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Kind of looks like a Squanch Tendo sort of walking comedy game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there are the nipples.
There's the nips. You
They
gotta
get really long.
you gotta push them in.
But they 2D illustrated those. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were just pink cylinders until you got into the actual game. So
They painted them.
Yeah.
Al fresco style.
At the end, they said, "Oh, there's so many characters, and it's just this one crab guy dressed up in a bunch of different ways." And so,
There's a woman there.
Yeah,
A little goblin guy. Sure.
Yep.
Dungeon experience.
Dungeon experience. There's a demo out for it now on Steam. So
I always really liked the VR like vacation simulator games, and I'm totally down for more games like that are just
mess around.
I know I literally just called something a toy game, but this is like a comedy toy game.
Yeah.
I don't know. This cool.
Let's see. From there, we had an interesting. This one was really interesting to me because it's called Miria, Mirria, which is a spot the difference game. Except that like there's these little vignettes that you can turn around, and they're all mirrored. There, it's like everything is on like water, and you could see a reflection of it below. It took me a while when I was looking at the video to realize what's going on. So it's a spot the anomaly game, but what you do is you're trying to match what's above the water to what's under the water.
Oh, and you kind of move the camera, flip it between above water and below water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's like if a light is off, you can click the light and turn it on the upper side or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's an interesting kind of take on that experience instead of just, look at these 2 pictures. Yeah. What's different between them?
That seems cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
Miria.
Let's see. Then we had Big Hops, which is a this guy that wanted to make kind of like an old school Nintendo like character platformer like from the Nintendo 64 era. So they made this game where you play as a little frog and you use your tongue to like go between places and solve puzzles and pick locks, and you can climb walls. And I don't know, it was when I first looked at this, I was like, oh, that's pretty I've seen this game before, but I kept looking at it. I was like, I think this is a very good version of that style of game.
It feels the feel is right. It doesn't just like look like a cute little character. It looks cute.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the way that they use the Super Mario. It's like in the Super Mario 64 circle, like the circle that they use for stuff, but it's like a lily pad instead. It's got the little thing cut out of it. But yeah, I think it looks really fun. It's like a really fun little third-person action game.
Very cool. Is it a 26 joint?
I think so.
Soon?
It's January 12th. Yeah.
January 12th. Wow. There you go. Co-ops.
Let's see. From there, we got Corgi Space. This is a little weird because this is... Do you remember the game Cannabalt? Do you remember Cannabalt, where it's like a little parkour game where the guy is running? It's like an endless run. One of the very first endless runners.
Yes.
So the guy that made Cannabalt, he works for another company, and he was like, yeah, I haven't done any games in a while, and so I decided I wanted to. So I just built a bunch of little mini games, kind of like UFO 50, but they're all like real small. Like they would go and you could play them on like a Tamagotchi screen. They're very small little sprites, and they're putting this out. This is actually an it's out today game where this guy was just like, yep, I made a bunch of different games. He talked about like a turn-based Souls game where you have to roll everywhere. There's like a little Prince of Persia Nazi killing action game, and something looks like space or missile command, but with like a grappling hook, and just a bunch of little interesting different games. And they were very specific to say in the trailer, and there's nothing hidden in here. So like, don't, I think they were trying to tell people who played UFO 50, like, this is not UFO 50. Do not try to find out, do not try to solve the puzzle of this. There is no puzzle. These are just little games that I made. Please enjoy them, but don't come at me if there's not something else in there.
Yeah, these are cute. And yeah, it's very, you would have to say that because UFO 50 was so specific.
Yeah.
And this is kind of has a little bit of the similar vibe with the retro and very pixel based.
Yeah.
Cool. Corgi Space.
We also got, let's see, this is Frog Squad, SKWAD. This is another, I guess we're calling this friend slop game, where it's you and 4 people. You all play as little frogs with little tongues that stick to stuff, and you've got to go out in the world and you've got to get food to bring back to your giant frog master, and he wants more food every day. And
it's an extraction shooter. No, I get it.
The levels are procedurally generated, but then the other thing is that as you eat the food, it's like your frog gets bigger and bigger, and then you go back and you can vomit it all up to then send it back to the king at a certain place. And I really like this genre, and I like the fact that more and more of these games are being made, because just have a good time with your buddies, try to overcome the obstacles.
Yeah, so. I would watch some of my favorite content creators play those games.
Yeah. That one's on a wish list, so it doesn't have a release date just yet.
That's why SQWAD? Why spell it bad?
Squad. It's the Frog Squad. We're spelling it wrong because we're on the internet. Edgy as hell.
Squades.
And then let's see, we got a couple more here. We got Astro Mine, which is a voxel-based survival game where you play as a bunch of robots on a planet. They made a big deal out of this is just Minecraft with the resolution way up, because instead of big blocks, you're mining voxels, the little blocks. But those voxels are like the resources that you use to build a base, to build weapons, to build ships, to power stuff.
If I may, this looks more like pixelated Astroneer and multiplayer.
Yes, you could say that as well. Yes.
You've got some terraforming as well. You've got 3D mining, different laser things. Yeah, I mean, I see what they're doing here, and the multiplayer part is novel.
There's big monsters where you have to like blow through the voxels to get to their cores to kill them. There's also apparently, just enemy robots that have set up competing bases that you can go raid and destroy. And then there's these like really, really big boss fights.
Yeah, the camera scale and the FOV scale is like really throwing me off here. It's cool.
Yeah. Like how big is anything? They also talk about like they've got, if you build a place out of wood, it can catch on fire, it can become structurally unsound. And so it looks like they're doing a lot with trying to make each voxel have like different properties so that they get that kind of world generation out of that.
Sure. Yeah. So, it also there's like a pixelation filter on top of all of this, right? I'm not losing my mind. Or maybe this is just the compression on the video here.
No, I mean, like those weapons definitely have jagged edges, and they don't need to. That's a straight line on that weapon, and so there's no reason to be able to see the pixels on the edge of it. So yes, something else is going on. And then let's finish up with a couple quick ones. Okay. There is a company. This is I Am 8-Bit doing a release for this charity that does the game history org that does historical archiving of games. And they're doing this kind of release as a fundraiser with this game called Excavator 2025, Cavator, and it's like it's an NES game. It is actually an NES game. Like they're selling it on an NES cart. It was a game that was programmed for the NES by a programmer a long time ago. They never got a publisher for it. It looks like some kind of mining action style game. But, I Am 8-Bit is basically printing it to cartridges and putting it out. And you can put it inside of a Nintendo and play it. I don't actually have a Nintendo, so that doesn't really help me very much.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool.
Do they keep doing this? I'm tired of this bit. I'm tired of this game, Grandpa. It no longer impresses me.
Yeah.
It could, because it used to be like you would the homebrew guy actually made a game and got someone to print some of it. So it really, like, okay, but this is like part of a big showcase. I don't know, man. Like this is not. It can't. The NES can't be the vinyl.
Yes,
that won't work.
Sure. No, I agree. I mean, like, the thing is, I can't get my hands on. Or if I could buy this, but I couldn't play it. Like, I would have to. Actually, wait a minute.
I would have to believe I am 8-bit that they are selling me something legitimate.
I actually have a Nintendo now that I think about it, but okay. I would have to buy equipment to hook it up to an HD TV. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I probably got something.
It also just depends on how much it is. Like, if it's $30 maybe, but like, if they're selling it for a full price.
Like a Steam key with 4K ultra wide monitor support.
Yep. I don't know, maybe. And then last up, this is a game that we've already seen before called People of Note. Which is another kind of music-based RPG thing, kind of like No Straight Roads, I guess, was, or maybe Unbeatable recently. So this was a full-on, they announced this and they kind of did a little teaser for it. This is a full-on one of the pop songs from the game with this lady kind of singing it, and then it's kind of interspersed with shots of the world, and then also shots of kind of the RPG elements of, kind of thrown beat downs on other people, and there's like a guy with a giant electric guitar, and I don't know. I'm a real sucker for when you do full on produced music in video games, and so it's a kind of generic pop song, but it's not a bad generic pop song. And it looks like they put a lot of kind of like work into the character design and art design and stuff. I don't know. Have you run across this one before? I remember when I think they announced this at Summer Games Fest, but
no, this I must have missed this. This is. I'm not much of a musical person, but then also this is like kind of modern day, but also turn-based RPG. Oh, but that's like a flash mob, but then also high sci-fi. I kind of don't know what's going on here. This is interesting.
It's a lot. It's a real mashup Mad Libs.
Yeah.
It's like you're really
like they cut back and forth between the music video, which looks like, like produced like CGI, and then like Hyper Neptunia level turn-based RPG, and I don't want to judge it based on a music video.
This is what we're going to do for season 3 of Two Tusks, is we're going to play this game in its entirety. People of Note. I just love that. I think it's got the most creative title. I was like, oh, that's good. In a world full of Frog Squad and Excavator. Like
she just kind of looks Fortnite. Like she just
a little bit,
a little Fortnite generic.
A little bit. She's a little generic. She got a little Fortnite. She got a little K-pop Demon Hunters. I mean, I'm sure this was in development before that was a thing, but yeah, I don't know. They're trying a little bit. Like, it's not full on Fortnite. So, yeah, but that was those are my picks. There was some other stuff in there, like we saw this is Escape Academy 2 and Dogpile and a few other things that are out right now. But I thought that all of those had a little something. Each one of those caught my eye, and the rest of them were like, meh, but yeah, those are my picks.
Well, there we go. I'm sure we'll have some more in the coming hours.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to start plowing through this gigantic bunch of news that I have here.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll be right back. And man, it's really close to the end of the year, but we still got a crap load of news kicking off with.
No way.
Yeah. Okay, this is tangentially related. God,
Tangerine
related to video games. But Netflix, we got for anybody who hasn't been watching the news, last week Netflix announced they were going to buy HBO Warner Brothers for $83 billion, which was ridiculous. Like, actually, I got to the end of some of these articles and I was like, this company is not worth $83 billion. Right. Like,
and that's even without the carve outs.
Yes. So, just to be specific about it, Netflix was going to buy them for $83 billion. They were going to take all their TV, so that's Discovery, TNT, all their cable channels, and they were going to offload those to a separate company and put all of the debt from Warner Brothers on that organization. They were going to buy what was left. That's a pretty sick deal, actually, when you come down to it.
No, we do not celebrate David Zaslav in this house.
So that happened, but the reason we want to talk about it is because, or it almost happened, but the reason we want to talk about it is because they're also going to be getting the Warner Brothers game division, which is a flaming hot dumpster fire, but does have Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, not multiverses anymore, but like
Lord of the Rings. They have Lord of the Rings game.
Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. Like, there's some properties that they aren't actually using, but there's a few. Oh, and Lego. The Lego games are falling under Warner Brothers Publishing.
What?
So yeah, I don't know. I
fucking really.
I read that and I was like, oh shit, okay,
that's crazy. Okay,
so yeah,
which is it's so funny, the gaming piece of all this. Please hit us home with the chaser.
Oh, and I'm sorry, also Rocksteady. So
sure.
They're working on a new Batman game, and then Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. I mean, last year was a disaster for WB Games. Mortal Kombat 1 was kind of not as good as they wanted to. Multiverses was a huge debacle that went up, came down, went up, and then got shut down again. Obviously, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is a huge thing.
If anything, like, Hogwarts Legacy is kind of like the big sore thumb because it was majorly successful despite a complete lack of press attention.
Yeah.
And they couldn't ever replicate, or they apparently were going to have a single player expansion that they canceled for some reason. And then to make Netflix the home of all this stuff, Netflix, where they have just started to bleed dry whatever last branding money there was for Netflix gaming, whatever the fuck that is. Fuck you. We're working on Netflix AI now.
Yeah, Netflix
fuck
gaming.
You.
Like, Warner Brothers has been Warner Brothers gaming has been a kind of like a half a trash fire. Like, sometimes there's some good stuff that falls out of one side for years. In fact, I'm going to just say that I was talking with Michael about this. Warner Brothers, the organization, has been like, how Looney Tunes, Batman, Superman, how is Peacemaker the most exciting thing coming out of the studio that owns Bugs Bunny and Superman, for God's sake? Anyway. All right, so then there was a story where basically they were talking about the gaming division, and the Netflix folks said specifically that, like, they didn't really factor that in at all when they were making the offer. That doesn't mean shit.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it isn't
that shit. You know what that means? That shit burns money year after year. That when you actually math it, it loses money year after year.
Yeah,
that is what it is.
Yeah, probably. And
Netflix
then
knows. I mean, they've owned briefly, apparently, for some amount of time, as studios, gaming operations.
Yeah, they're bad. They're all bad at this. They're all really bad. Like, Netflix owns Mortal Kombat. What are you gonna? All right, cool. And then then comes the big twist where then, like, not even the weekend went by, and then Paramount came out and made a $108 billion hostile takeover. This was like, previously they were going to, I think Netflix was going to buy for like $23.70 a share, and then apparently Paramount asked them what Netflix was going to try to hold out for $30 a share. Paramount came in with this new offer that is $30 a share, is $108 billion for the entire company, including the cable division and all that stuff.
It's all bad. It's fucking Alien versus Predator now.
Yep. Also, it should be noted that this is not a just straight up $108 billion from Paramount. They don't have that much money. Paramount as an organization is worth like $11 billion. Huge amount of money coming from the Saudi investment fund, from Qatar, from the Jared Kushner group. Like, this is a consortium of like 4 different organizations that are putting together this particular offer. Saudis, Qataris, the Emirates, as well as Jared Kushner's affinity partners. Apparently I don't know if this means anything to people or not. Because of the amount of investment that's happening and because the amount of investment that the Saudi investment fund has done already, they had to sign a we're financial partners. We're not like part of the company investors, right? Like we've waived rights to have any influence on what actually happens inside of the organization. But then also, yes, who knows? So
you sign it twice. Why don't you?
The question is, oh no, like what?
And this is like what, months after EA is being eyed by Saudis and fucking Jared Kushner.
Same kind of some of the same characters.
Yeah, public investment fund money. And this all is like. It would be better if these big companies also didn't fucking suck.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Man,
like it's kind of the last thing in the world that I want. It's like, would you rather them be owned by Netflix or like Paramount with a bunch of investment fund partners,
oil money?
I'd almost rather it be Netflix, just because it seems like you could sometimes get Netflix to pay for something because they don't know what the fuck is going on over there, and they'll greenlight something.
Netflix are. Well, I don't know. They all have their own. Influences and goals, but I certainly don't like the idea of Paramount buying Warner. I don't love Netflix buying Warner. I guess I would have liked Warner to be good enough to just be a profitable existing company on its own before and after all of the Discovery shit that just happened.
We had to go all the way back to that to just get started of like, how the fuck was HBO and Warner Brothers bought by the goddamn Discovery Network of all the Ancient Aliens guys? The fucking Honey Boo Boos? How did they do that?
Because you know why? Because fucking Discovery Plus was hot. That shit was hot. They had a commodity that people wanted.
Yeah.
They had sugar water.
So, yeah, it looks like everything's about to get worse. I'm sorry to...
The number of AI ads on this page, Jeff, are fucking freaking me the fuck out. Please move on to the next story.
They're on every page. I don't know what to tell you.
It's like a realistic cat face on a sweater. I hate it.
And it's like that. It obviously doesn't look like that. I've already seen the videos.
The whole tummy. It covers the whole tummy. It's realistic.
No sweater could actually look like that in real life.
We need to get you an ad blocker immediately.
So that's all bad, and I don't know. I just hope that Mortal Kombat doesn't get put back into the closet like it was for a bunch of time in the mid kind of 2000s before it came back out. But then, they didn't do themselves any favors with Mortal Kombat 1 was not as popular. Goofy system that they introduced that made it
Tell me if this smells right or not. Like, I bet whatever happens that, Warner's gaming arm is seen as vestigial and ends up being like a licensing house, and just people go and they can license the Mortal Kombat to fucking the Warhammer guys, or license it out to the studio who it is, an Avalanche that makes it, or whoever makes those games, like
NetherRealm.
NetherRealm. And just sit back and be a licensor and get easy no work money, like in the most charitable, like easiest thing to do. You would just do that, because it's not like they had a lot of development team. I guess they have some development teams, but I assume it's mostly publishing.
I would put it more in like what we've been talking about with EA. Like, my prediction is that whoever buys this is going to sell the gaming division for parts. they're going to sell off NetherRealm, they're going to sell off Avalanche, they're going to sell, because those are like, developers with a storied history, and they could even sell off Mortal Kombat.
Or let them go.
Yeah, or let them go to individual investment. Like, but from everything, it sounds like they're dealing with streaming movies, television shows. Like, that's where their focus is. These are fucking old fuddy-duddies that are trying to buy, Batman animated series or something. Like,
to be honest, like, video games are still in the merchandise category.
Yeah.
Like, I followed video games for a very long time, and we're up there with like band t-shirts. That's where these fucking things go.
Well, especially if they're going to be coming in with these, $87 billion. Like, yeah, man, go sell NetherRealm to Square Enix and let it be their fucking problem, and take $1 billion off the debt that the organization has, because you don't know what to, like, Paramount doesn't know what the fuck to do with a video game division. Netflix, obviously, unless there's somebody still at Netflix, unless Sarandos and company are still like, no, we know, we had several. We put out Marathon Valley 3, Valley. What was it called? Monument Valley. Marathon Valley. We put out the Peaky Blinders video game and the Dark Crystal video game and all of the Stranger Things video games.
We put out the Curse of the Golden Idol, but not long enough for all the DLC to come out, if I remember that deal correctly.
And it was only all streaming, and you couldn't install any of it. So,
some of it.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a mess. I hope that the teams can stick together and to keep making the games that people like, hopefully with less corporate intervention. But I don't.
Fingers crossed. Maybe. I'll ask Santa for it. I've been pretty good this year.
Please, Santa.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat 1 has been taken off the lineup for EVO 2026, which is just kind of showing how Mortal Kombat's never had a good foothold in EVO, but this is mostly just kind of informative. They're adding in Invincible Versus and the League of Legends 2XKO, which I fucking hate the name of. But yeah. That's another. Evo was also sold to Saudi Arabian investment fund a few years back. So, yeah.
Well, then, hey, that good sign for Mortal Kombat 1 to come back to Evo,
right? But it's gonna have like a DJ and a soccer player in it, like
Ronaldo.
Fatal Fury does. Let's see.
He kicks the head off and then scores a goal.
Dude, we were so mad at those guys. Then we played City of the Wolves, and that DJ dude is such a weird character to play that I was like, I don't know, I kind of like this guy. But Ronaldo, I don't want to play Ronaldo in a fighting game. That was just stupid. Let's see. Speaking of stupid, Activision isn't going to be putting out back-to-back Modern Warfare or Black Ops games anymore. At first, I thought this was saying that they weren't going to keep on a yearly production schedule, but what they actually
fuck you, stupid ass.
What they actually meant was that, like, in 2022 they put out Modern Warfare 2, and in 2023 they put out Modern Warfare 3, and in 2024 they put out Black Ops 6, and in 2025 they put up Black Ops 7, and like maybe tried to like make those go a little bit like AB instead of like AABB, because people are like, wait, I just played Black Ops. I don't want to play another Black Ops. What is this, a worse Black Ops than last year's Black Ops? Yeah. So,
but then, okay, see, I can see why you end up with AABB, because presumably your teams will get tired of just being the Black Ops team and just being the Modern Warfare team.
Yes.
So you got to let them switch it up.
Or you could let them do something that's not Modern Warfare or Black Ops.
No. That's not the math we're doing. The trains must keep running, Jeff.
Yes. Why bother making?
I read this apology, this whatever it was.
Yeah.
And at no point do they say we're sorry that you don't let. They're not like, we're gonna make the game better. At no point are they like, something's wrong with the game and we're gonna fix it. They're just kind of like, we're gonna keep seasonal content. That's what you want us to. You want is that what you want? We're not gonna say the game's bad or say that we're gonna make it better.
I don't know. It was so
you
weird.
Want Pickle Rick? We'll get you Pickle Rick.
Jason and I were playing the co-op campaign of Call of Duty Black Ops 7. And I was like, is this bad? This seems bad. Like, I don't think this is a very good game. I don't know what happened. We went into cyberspace. There was a guy with a giant machete. I don't know what happened. So
we're going to make seasonal content for it. We're going to support the seasonal content for you for this game, which is not bad and not needing to be fixed.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's see. Speaking of stuff, I don't know. I'll put this one in because it's just kind of a fun story. So Overwatch 2 is getting on board the meme train. They're putting in an emote for Soldier 76 doing the 6-7 hand gesture. We don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if he's actually going to say it or not, but basically doing the kind of the meme stuff.
They made the video of Soldier 76 doing the 6-7 like a month ago. I've seen it. This is old news to Overwatch. Are you just now monetizing this?
Apparently, yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. It's
6-7's. I like 6-7. I'm kind of fun into it.
I'm very neutral on it, where I'm like, I don't care, man. I remember when we said stuff as children and people were like, what does that even mean? And we're like, you wouldn't get it. So just do whatever you want.
I got freaked out by 69 as a kid. I was that was a pearl clutcher. Ah.
Yeah.
I get it. 6-7.
6-7. Let's see.
I was watching like a true crime doc, and they said like 6 to 7 or something. 6, 7.
And you just said it. You did it. It was for me, it was a South Park episode, and I thought it was a South Park thing. And throughout the episode, all the kids are doing it, and by the end of the episode, they don't explain what it is. Like Cartman is doing it so much that he's hospitalized because he just can't stop doing it and laughing all the time.
Oh, that's fun.
And they bring in Peter Thiel to exercise him because he's got the demons of math or something in him. So, but I had to look it up because I was like, what the fuck even is this?
It was already a thing.
Yeah, totally a thing.
But now I'm not even going to get into the new tech. We need to master 6-7 before we get into is it 89?
I don't know. You got to give me
89.
You got to give me a little time to get the 6-7 nailed down before I do that. Let's see. Speaking of online multiplayer games, there was a game that was announced at Summer Games Show called King of Meat.
I watched a video about this. Yes.
Yeah, King of Meat. It was an Amazon published game. It was supposed to be an online. Oh, it's third person, and there's a bunch of friends, and it's a crazy game, and you're blowing stuff up, and it's explosions, and
it's like a game show meets dungeon crawler.
Yeah,
it was like if Whiplash had goblins.
Yes,
Whiplash, the game show, had goblins.
And they said that they were looking. Oh, yeah. Also, apparently, there was a Mr. Beast tie-in for where you could win $250,000 or something. Anyway, when they launched, they had thought that they were going to have a concurrent player count on Steam of around about 100,000, and it turns out that they had 320. Like, so yeah.
And I watched a content creator play it, and it seems like it's clearly like a game where a lot of polish was put into it and a lot of production was put into it. Like it opens with like 4 or 5 minutes of just like an animated cartoon, basically. And it's got an intro, and you kind of have to play through a long tutorial because it's kind of a hack and slash beat 'em up game also. So you need to learn the game, and it's kind of got a very cutesy Quirk Chungus style of writing going on.
Okay. If
you're sensitive to that kind of stuff, may also kind of be a little, it's just a little perfect. It feels like Orcs Must Die. Do you know Orcs Must Die feels like really corporate for like kind of no reason, but it does feel kind of corporate.
Yep.
It felt really corporate and like, well, very polished, but not
but no heart.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised that like a Mr. Beast video, didn't move the needle.
I don't know. They said that in this article, they said that it was 320 on the opening weekend. Last time that they checked the player count last week, it was 12. Yeah. And that they don't have like console numbers, but that this is pretty much considered an unmitigated disaster.
What I have seen is that you can play it solo. Like it kind of has parts of it that are like designed. If you just play solo, it's got objectives for you to do, I guess. But yeah, it kind of doesn't seem. It seems like a game made by no one. Like, you know how sometimes games are made by like Tim Schafer or
right.
This one was made by nobody.
This is made by a bunch of executives writing stuff on a whiteboard about like live service, edgy, cool characters,
Feastables ? Meat ?
Yes. Bright colors. Children like them, you guys. I have children and they like bright colors. Interesting. I would like to just hold this up as one last thing. Amazon, also, no idea how to make video games. No idea. They've made like 5 that have shut down at this point. Like, garbage.
A bunch of them somehow being successful.
Yeah.
Wild.
Let's see. What was this one? We had the GameStop Trade Anything Day, which had kind of been talked about a little while. This is kind of the... They had the...
Let me guess, it went perfectly, Jeff.
Nah.
It went great. That all the rules were followed and everyone was totally normal about it.
Yeah, no. It seems like there's a bunch of places where people tried to trade in like sex toys and weird shit and things that were specifically banned on the specifically banned list. There's a TikTok here of a guy trying to sell a Sonic plushie with a fleshlight inside of it. And it's like, okay, man. Like, these guys are just doing their jobs. Like, fuck off. Make your content somewhere else. But
truly one of the worst jobs in the world right now.
Yeah. But I don't know. They did this, like, speaking of shit that corporate decided, like nobody at GameStop had a choice in this, that this was going to happen.
And not like normal corporate either. Like fucking GameStop posts like the crypto shit and the NFT shit and the dissolution of the new game and the used game market shit and the Funko Pop being like a huge part of their revenue.
Yeah, it's just garbage. It's garbage. But
they made a day just to annoy their employees. Like, is not pushing sales like the little amount of store credit you're giving is going to be outweighed by the amount of massive negative morale you would hope is
just keep your shit at this point. Don't give your shit to GameStop. Go
to a pawn shop. Pawn shops will deal with it. That's what they're for.
Sell it to your fucking friends, man. They'll probably pay more for it than GameStop will. Like, you might be able to get a friend to give you $20 for a game. GameStop will give you like $3. So Fuck, man. Yep. Let's see. We got the Saga of Horses, the game that Steam refused to list, and then Epic delisted last week, and Humble briefly delisted before putting it back up again. Everything that I've seen seems to indicate that this is probably not like the worst game in the world. It's just it's a kind of an edgy game about about some heavy subject matter, but that, it's not like outrageous in a way that would get you banned from Steam. I've seen what the front page of Steam looks like, and it's roughly 35% pornography. So
my understanding is that this would be an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
If this was a movie.
Yeah. There's an interview with one of the developers, like the head developer, talking about it, and basically they had kind of asked him whether the publicity that this has gotten recently has managed to make up for the fact that it's not on Steam, and he was like, not really. They said they've sold about 10,000 copies and that they're probably going to get enough money to, apparently they had to take out a loan from an investment group to do the second half of development for this game. Yeah. So they will have enough money to basically pay back the loan. Yeah. But normally in the previous, they have several previous games that did pretty good. In those previous games, they made enough to basically make another modest indie game, to have 6 months to a year worth of development on another modest indie game. And then at this point, probably not. They're probably just going to have to pay it off, and then at least the organization is going to have to disband, even if the main guy goes and does another game as a passion project or something like that.
I mean, it's a bummer, and like not a great story. Like 2 weeks after the big, everyone let's buy Steam hardware and get into the Steam ecosystem.
Yeah. It's really more just about the idea, like, but it wasn't just Steam. And like Steam saw a build of the game before it was even done. And then they said, no, we won't put this on the store. They said, can we appeal? And Steam said, no. No, you can't try to fix anything. You can't come back with another game. Epic apparently said that when they reviewed it, it came out as like an AO game, and then they were like, "But there's a thing you can fill out that gives you the rating called the IARC that basically you go through and you put what all is in your game." And they went back to Epic and they were like, we filled out this same form and it came back as an M, not an AO. And then apparently they just got dumped into like auto reply. Yes, we're working on it. We'll get back to you as soon as we can kind of land. So
I understand the concern of not wanting to be the arbiter of what's okay in games. I understand Steam basically saying, we're going to pass on this one. Please don't try to make us find the line.
Right.
And that stinks because presumably that happens at the end of a very long process where you expect to be able to sell the game. You expect to be able to sell a game.
Yep.
And you can't even get started. And you spend all the time making the fucking thing.
Yep. I personally, this has really just solidified for me the idea that's like, I just think that you have to tell me why. Like if Steam is going to be this big of a gatekeeper, then like it can't just be a generalized, well, this broke one of our terms of service or whatever. Because again, I've seen what's on the front page of Steam and it's full on fucking anime pornography every day of the week. So like, if you're going to make the money, if you're going to be the platform that reaps a huge amount of money from just putting games up and then cashing in your royalties, I think you have a bit of a responsibility to provide a little bit more information than just nope. Like I get that, I get the idea. I get what you're saying, but by the same token, if you're going to be that big, I don't know. I think you should have to have a little bit more responsibility than that. But
yeah, I also don't want to see Steam be the people who write the rule, because then I wouldn't want Steam or Valve to be the people who decide, or I don't know, but like you have to imagine a fictitious game that is just across the line of what is acceptable.
Yeah.
And I think that's really tough to ask someone, especially fucking any professional company, to conceptualize. Like, you talk to a lawyer, of course, the lawyer will come up with all the worst things that could possibly happen. But like, what is the line? It's hard to say. Is it 3 dismemberments on? It's dismembered, but only if it's 8-bit. If it's 16-bit or higher, then you need to have squiggly polygons for the livers to not be beyond, or like that's a cut. There are other cuts we can make.
Sure.
Like it does seem like Steam has some not safe for work tagging. Make that a serious part of the business. Fucking call it Steam Red. I don't fucking know.
Yep.
And say like, look, there are porn games. They're over here. This side deals with it. You claim it, and we will deal with it appropriately. And it will be tougher to buy, and it will be available in less countries. But fucking then we do it, and it's over here. And we have an understanding of the ability to transact these fucking softwares. Yep. We're selling fucking software. God damn it.
I agree wholeheartedly. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, there was another kind of a follow-up to this. A big gotcha kind of half a porno game called Brown Dust 2 that's some kind of gotcha.
I thought it was a Counter-Strike map. I thought it was the Counter-Strike map.
Said that it's a phone game right now, and they said they were going to be putting it on Steam, and that they're now going to not, because apparently whatever Steam had asked them to do, they were like, well, no, this game is based on you buying anime pornography. What to take out the anime pornography, because then what you're left with is a kind of a mediocre RPG, apparently. I tried to find what this game looked like what the actual gameplay of it looks like, and it's one of those things where it looks like generic kind of RPG tactics game, and then there's really high resolution pictures of semi-naked anime ladies. So
No way.
yeah.
Well, and then for a lot of the Steam games, it's like you buy the game, but then you just go to our website and download the naked boobies patch.
That was how it used to be. I don't think it's like that
Is it
anymore.
not like that
It's not
anymore?
like that anymore. You could just get it directly off of Steam.
Oh, well, wait.
So I've heard. So I've been told by
Hey,
a variety of sources.
I thought I was showing off. I thought I was showing off. Just like it. Can we just fucking acknowledge it? There are gonna be games that are very gory or very graphic or potentially are sexually get into sexual topics. There's certainly enough horror games that make fucking vagina helmet monster with their fucking clitoris tentacles come out and they fucking rip your skin off and you go, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Like,
Bryce, are you telling me that human beings will use sexual imagery in order to enhance their stories when they are creating fictional universes and or art of some kind or another? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I've never heard of such a thing before.
It might be unheard of, but these are depths that I am willing to dive into in our new series. No, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something that I don't know. I'm obviously we're spitballing here. We're spitballing here.
Sure.
It's worth spit.
Let's see. Let's bang out a few of these real fast.
Yeah.
Let's see. Katsuhiro Harada is leaving Bandai Namco after 30 years. This is the kind of the father of Tekken. Known online as a very curmudgeonly guy. He'll ban anybody that disagrees with him, and he just doesn't take shit from anybody online. Apparently, he's had some personal losses as well as some coworkers that have either retired or passed away, and he's just kind of not feeling it anymore. So, hey man, you spent 30 years at one company making one of the most beloved series of all time. Tekken 8 came out 2 years ago, and apparently is fan-fucking-tastic.
So great.
You go, dude. Do whatever you want. So
Yeah, man. He's had another like very storied career. A game by Kazuhiro Harada versus a game made by no one.
Yep.
Like, anyway.
Let's see. I Am 8-Bit is suing Skybound over the game Stray. Apparently, this is we don't have the time to go into this in really deep detail, but basically, I Am 8-Bit was set up to do the physical copies of the game Stray. They are alleging that Skybound like overinflated their costs so as not to pay as much in royalties, and that they broke that agreement by them doing the Switch version, in spite of the fact that I Am 8-Bit was supposed to do all physical versions, including they're saying they literally used I Am 8-Bit's art to market the Switch version that they were producing. So this is just the very beginning of this, but they're taking them to court, and I guess we'll see what happens.
That seems pretty black and white to me.
Yep. I mean, who knows? It'll probably still take 3 years to get done. So, let's see. Postal announced a game.
Why did you put this in the lightning? This could be its own hour. No, it's not worth it.
It's not worth that much. Postal put out a game called Postal: Bullet Paradise that was basically a first-person vampire survivor.
No, just a trailer.
A trailer, yes, for a game. Yes, a trailer for a game called Postal Bullet Paradise that looked like a first-person kind of vampire survivor auto battler type of thing. People twigged really quickly to the fact that a lot of the assets in the game looked like they were AI generated because there were these kind of pixel characters that didn't really fall into what you would normally how you would normally make a pixel character, and had some kind of, I don't know the specifics of this, but the audience was pretty convinced that there was AI art in there. I think that they were proven correctly because this was made by another company, not Running with Scissors. They were publishing it.
Goon Swarm.
Goon Swarm. Running with Scissors actually put out a very aggressive anti-AI tweet last week about just we believe that things should be made by people and that these machines are fucking soulless hacks that only the corporate overlords would use. And then this came out, people were like, hey, what was that you were saying? But this thing is now gone. It's Steam page is gone, trailer is gone.
Right. They unannounced it.
Completely unannounced it, and came out and said yeah, sorry.
Well, and Running with Scissors canceled the publishing basically, and then the Goon Swarm studio came out and said well, at first they were like, we didn't use AI. And then it was like, oh, we did have some stuff that we third party contracted out, and they did kind of use AI. And then we're committed to going back and fixing the old promo art for our old games that did use AI. And also, we don't have any money to be a studio anymore. Thank you.
Yep.
When does the grift start? I'm just waiting for the grift. Like, here's our GoFundMe to make our studio still alive because we all really love the new Postal Guns in Paradise.
Oh, I thought you meant just like the AI grift in general. And I think they still have at least 2 generations until we can't like clock it at within 2 seconds of seeing it. At which point, so far, people still seem to be angry enough when the shit gets clocked to make a fuss. But
I mean, I don't know. I think this is also. I think this is partly. Maybe this is like a. Is this like an edgy promotion gone wrong? Like they thought that they could ride this AI story, or they. I don't know what happened here, and this is why I'm waiting for the grift. I just feel like I'm waiting for Running with Scissors to say the overwhelming community response. Actually, everyone does love it. No, it's okay. That's right. Everyone's generally okay with this online. Like, I'm waiting for some.
You're waiting for the chapter 2.
I'm waiting for chapter 2 here.
Well. Okay, I don't have any chapter 2 for that, but I do have a chapter 2 for Splitgate 2.
Oh, thank you.
So Splitgate 2 was released into early access, and there was such a backlash to it that it was taken down, and is now being re-released as Splitgate Arena, December 17th. They're taking out, there was like a whole hero shooter aspect to it that they're taking out because it's Splitgate, for anybody who doesn't know, is a game where you can shoot portals, but it's also an online multiplayer game. And I think that part of the appeal to it, the way that it's been marketed a lot of the times, is that it's a stripped down, everybody's kind of got the same powers, Quake 1, Halo 1 kind of experience. They did a lot of hero stuff and a lot of team stuff and a lot of stuff that people didn't like. And then they also had that guy that said, fucking make Splitgate great again or whatever on stage last year. He had the hat
make
that said
first-person shooters great again.
Yeah. And that everybody disliked that. So they got a new guy. That guy's out. They're going back to a little bit of their roots. December 17th. We'll see how it goes. I watched a trailer for it. It seems like just more Splitgate.
Do the Kushners have money in Splitgate? Why is this still around? I don't know. Maybe people liked it well enough, but what?
Because they spent like 2 years making an entire ass video game, and then they weren't just gonna like throw it away. They're gonna try to jam it in there. Try to jam it in the square hole. Get it to work. Get them playing it. Come on. Let's see.
Okay.
We also, Dragon Age Day came and went, and there was no news whatsoever. Apparently, December 4th, much like November 7th is Mass Effect Day, December 4th is Dragon Age Day, and usually they have some kind of promotion or something. This year, nothing happening. So probably in the midst of trying to figure out what to do with the Veilguard situation.
Yeah, that's a dormant franchise?
Seems that way. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Let's see. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle with Metroid, another kerfuffle with a Metroid Prime 4 amiibo thing.
Oh, God. God.
So, apparently in Metroid Prime 4, there's this big open section of the game that you can go through with a motorcycle. If you drive in it, I actually looked up video of it. It's got this very light ambient music, long tones, like not a lot of very much, like very kind of ethereal and empty to match the scape. Apparently, if you have the Samus amiibo, you can amiibo it and it'll turn on like the ability to play other music from the rest of the game while you're driving around the big open empty area in the middle of it, which is I get a little bit of a bummer. Like the last amiibo they had an amiibo where at the end of the game, if you do a 100%, you get this cutscene. And if you have the amiibo, you just watch the cutscene once you beat the game. You don't have to do the 100%. I'm like, okay, that's fine. There's an alternate way. If there was an alternate way to unlock the jukebox for your motorcycle, I think I would be better with that than just locking entire functionality behind a $30 amiibo.
Functionality. Okay. It's not how.
If it's a switch that gets turned on or off, I want to turn it on, man. Like,
my understanding. My understanding is like it was that music is not made for that moment or that experience.
Sure.
Like it was. It's not function. Fuck you, functionality.
Hey, if it doesn't match the experience,
tertiary.
Then why can you turn it on with the amiibo? If it's going to ruin things, then why can you even turn it on with the amiibo?
They chose that because it's the thing no one would possibly get upset about. They did that instead of locking like a fucking screw attack behind an amiibo. That's why when you do it on Legend of Zelda, it just like gives you like health boosts and some good weapons because you're gonna run through that shit. This is scientifically the smallest potatoes they could have put in the amiibo functionality. It's the smallest potatoes.
Unlock 3 skins for the motorcycle and let me have the ability to play what I want.
But I want my cycle to look cool. I can't get it again. We're gonna get it. It's oh my god.
It depends on how much time you spend on that thing. I don't know. I want the ability.
And then it's from people who haven't even played the game. Including myself. Okay.
Let's move on. Let's agree to disagree. Nobody liked that.
Nobody liked that. Exactly.
Okay, Megabonk was in the best indie debut category of the Game Awards. Megabonk, the developer of Megabonk, emailed them and said, "Hey, I've made several games before this. Take me out of that category." So they took him out. Then Megabonk got put onto the Players' Choice Awards, which was the giant, 3 rounds of going through that. Megabonk got knocked out of the Gamers' Choice Awards. So pour one out for Megabonk. Not really.
Oh, but
contention.
that wasn't him like stepping back a second time.
No,
that was just he didn't make the cut.
He didn't make the cut. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was out for best indie, and then it came in as Gamers' Choice, and then it got whittled out of Gamer's Choice. So the final nominees were Claire Obscure, Dispatch, Genshin Impact, and Wuthering Waves, which I don't think should be eligible, and then Hollow Knight, Silk Song. So those are the Players' Choice nominees. So
all of those games are well represented in the rest of the voting. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. I know. Okay.
We also got maybe some information. There was a trademark. I don't know if you know that the big the Rock in the Desert thing. Yeah.
The Jeff Keighley statue gate.
Yep. There was some European trademarks for for something called Divinity. Like there were 3 things. One is this word divinity, and then one was a silhouette of something that looks almost exactly like the eyeball with the tentacles coming off of it, and then one was like a thing that looked like a spider web. And people are thinking this might be related to Divinity Original Sin, even though Larian has said over and over again, we're not working on Original Sin 3. We are working on a remake or like an upgrade for the second one for like next gen systems with like a little nicer graphics and stuff. So hard to say. It's possible this could be a game called Divinity that is just has nothing to do with that franchise.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a remake of the second Divinity, you're saying?
Divinity Original Sin 2 was the game before Baldur's Gate, and
Yes,
I think that they're doing just like a PS5 Xbox Series X optimized version with some nicer effects.
Gotcha.
Type of thing. So probably a Switch 2 version as well.
I don't see any reason this can't just be for that.
Yep. It could be. It could be.
I mean, if you take it at face value that they say that they're not working on a new one, then I would presume this is just, a promo ahead of whatever. Yeah, that I mean, maybe even, I guess if it's already announced and people know it, but it's always, you can always make another splash. You can always announce something a second time.
Very true. And then I don't know if it's going to be at the Game Awards or not, but there's now a PEGI rating for something called Black Flag Resynced. This is the worst fucking kept secret in all of Ubisoft, and I wish they would just announce that they are doing the Black Flag remake because it's been everywhere for months and months and months, and there keep being leaks for it. So but now there's just like full on rating for it. So I don't know.
Because I imagine they don't want to spend all the leaks are doing enough marketing, doing better marketing than Ubisoft could spend for, presumably a smaller than new flagship title game. A remake, a remaster,
Sure,
a resell. So
yeah. And that is our news. So, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And then when we come back, we've got a few more trailers and then we'll wrap it up. So stick around, everybody. And we're back. Ow! And that means we got the trailers to watch. We're going to start with
good trailer. Show me a good trailer.
This little Christmas trailer, this little Christmas skit that came out of an elf who is reading the lusty Argonian maiden in Skyrim, and then accidentally deletes all the list, and then Santa wants to know what they're going to do, and one of the elves says that. Why don't we put out Skyrim for the Nintendo Switch 2? And so they decide to put out Skyrim for the Nintendo Switch 2. And that's what happened. Stealth dropped last week. If you've got the original, apparently I think it's you got the Switch version, I think it's a free upgrade. So it's a little, it's pretty decent, but it's supposed to have all the, the DLC and the
mods and
creation engine stuff and yeah, all that stuff. Okay. Also, they've got a little Master Sword collection for you as well. So,
I remember that from the last time they ported Skyrim to a Nintendo product.
Yep. But apparently, though, people did not like this is running sub 30 frames per second, and it's got incredibly bad input lag to a point where I don't know.
That looked very bad.
Yeah, people are like, okay, guys, between
that's why they did the live action trailer, because they didn't want to show off any gameplay footage.
That's right. Yeah, between the Fallout 4 anniversary thing that came out a couple weeks back and Bethesda's kind of been on a bit of a stumbling roll over here.
Now, is this as bad, or is this? I wonder how this compares to the performance of the existing Skyrim SKU that this is replacing.
Oh, on the regular Switch one? I think I bought that. I think it played fine. I think it probably has something to do with the AI upsampling that they're using. I've seen some weird input lag on a few games before, so I don't know. It's probably something like that. But
strange.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yep. But it's out there in case you want to give it a try. And who knows? Maybe they'll fix it. I don't know.
Excuse me.
It took them like 10 years to fix their Fallout 4 aiming percentage bug in the anniversary edition that came out. There was some kind of bug about when you were aiming for crit percentages and it would factor it the wrong way, and the community knew about it for a long time, and they finally fixed it in this latest update instead of like with a patch or anything. But anyway,
same old story, Jeff. Same old story.
Let's move on to a few more interesting stuff. Grand Theft Auto Online has, I don't know, this is maybe not interesting to a lot of people, but I really like Grand Theft Auto 5, and the new Grand Theft Auto Online brings back Michael DeSanta and his whole family as you like move to this safe house that's in like the ritzy part of the Grand Theft Auto map. So I don't know. All of these trailers for these Grand Theft Auto expansions make them look like single player expansions, but then I know that they're not. So then I'm sad. Or are they? I don't know. You probably played more of this than I have.
I mean, I don't think the game has changed in the years since I've touched it, but like they'll have, cutscenes like you would see in a normal Grand Theft Auto, mission intro. And then you kind of get let loose into the open world part where you got to go and find and kill a bunch of guys. But instead of being one person, it's like however many people are queued up with you.
Your little instance.
And, once you get to the heists, then you kind of have to queue up or go in with multiple people to do multiple tasks. But, honestly, it's just a way I could see, they talked about like not, they didn't make single player content for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be very difficult to have repurposed any of what ended up in Grand Theft Auto Online from what you just would have done for a single player thing, because there's like a bunch of it's like meant to take place before the story events of GTA 5.
Right.
Michael's the GTA Online starts with Trevor, and so adding in Michael, is not a surprise. You just need to write it where there's a faceless, nameless character who never speaks.
Right. What? Crazy. I don't know. I think we played the Gay Tony expansion when that came out, and we had a pretty decent time with it.
GTA 4.
No. There was a Gay Tony expansion for GTA 5.
Oh, right.
There was like another one.
A nightclub.
Scene.
Yes, yes, that's right.
It'd be nice if they just packaged them all up and make give it to the people that want to play it offline. But I don't know. Let's see. We got Rogue is coming to Marvel Rivals. So this season was supposed to be Gambit and Rogue. We already got Gambit. Now we've got Rogue. It's like an interesting, like a brawler character. But then as Rogue does in the comics, apparently you can steal powers from other people in the game and use them. At least like from this trailer, it seems like you get one use of them. Like you've got a power where you can steal the power from another character, and then you can basically use it one time during the match, which is kind of cool.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's nice. I like the fact that Marvel Rivals is out there doing what they're doing. Just kind of they have a good mandate, and they've been kind of just moving along with it. And I like the art style and the way that their takes on the characters. So
yeah,
it's pretty fun.
Kind of good timing with Overwatch being in a bit of a lull right now.
Yep.
For Marvel Rivals to kind of be in and solidify itself as part of the free shooting games you think of.
Yeah, the hero shooter genre.
Free to play. I mean, I think just honestly,
just
being in the free to play space is tough enough. You have to stand on the quality of your game.
Yeah,
presumably.
Absolutely. Let's see. We got this. This was not an announcement for a game or anything, but there was this. They put out a 5th anniversary thing called City of Legends for Cyberpunk 2077, just kind of showing a bunch of the stuff. Kind of just like a little voiceover talking about if you could make all the choices again, what would you do differently, with a bunch of the cutscenes and stuff that happens. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not made of stone. At the very end, they have a scene where everybody's in the bar, and then Jackie Wells shows up, and it made me a little misty-eyed because that's a very emotional part of that game. So I don't know. I waited until the Phantom Liberty expansion and had a good time with my one playthrough of Cyberpunk. I've actually been tempted a few times to maybe go back and try it again, just to try a few different things.
I don't remember it looking like this, is my one thing. This is not the reality of playing this game.
Well, I think it depends on whether you have a 5090 with like ray tracing reconstruction turned on.
I got a motherfucking PlayStation 5, dog. That used to be all you needed.
Not anymore. This is the crisis, man. This is the new crisis is how many pixels can you get on screen with Cyberpunk? So but I don't know. I played it on the PS5. I thought it looked pretty good. I think they did a little bit of
eventually
expansion and enhancement. So
it would literally just crash randomly. It would just go whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yep. I don't know.
It's been 5 years.
Yep.
Fuck off.
Okay. How about this is another weird one. They put out, so for anybody who doesn't know, who has been listening to the podcast, they put out the Kill Bill 1 and 2, like hooked together, what do they call it? The Whole Bloody Affair or something like that in theaters. Quentin Tarantino had written a scene for the original Kill Bill where Gogo Yubari's sister Yuki tracks down the bride and tries to kill her after she's gotten done with the what's her face and the housewife lady, Vanita whatever.
Vanita Vagina.
They didn't film it because it was superfluous and the thing was long as hell. Apparently, though, they cut some kind of deal where Epic did all of this in like a kind of modified version of the Fortnite engine. Like it's not exactly Fortnite. It's got some weird like frame droppage to make it kind of look a little like Spider-Verse stop animated, kind of hand animated stuff. It also, the character models look like they have some kind of filter over them that is it almost is like claymation a little bit. It's close, but like so yeah, they made this whole 10-minute short where it's a whole chunk of the movie where this fucking anime schoolgirl character who's crazy comes to America and tries to kill Uma Thurman. And I watched it, and it's good, and it's the most frustrating thing I've ever seen in my entire life because they drink slurp juice, and the banana guy from Fortnite is there, and the guns are from Fortnite, and it's got Fortnite all over it. It's in Battlewood, which is the current expansion of Californian Fortnite. It is so Fortnited up, and I'm just like,
this is what art is now, Jeff.
this is the missing chapter of Quentin Tarantino's movie, and it's got a shit ton of Fortnite references.
This is cinema. Hit me with the emote. Blah, cinema.
And I hate it, and I love it, and I hate it, and I wish that it was just like someday there's not going to be.
It's like this. This feels like a Fortnite parody of a real. I mean, it's not a parody. But it feels like a Fortnite parody.
Yeah,
like we're watching Kill Bill Fortnite parody remade in Fortnite.
And like the thing is that if they didn't put all the fucking Fortnite shit in there, it's a fun little story. You know, they have a little battle in the suburbs, and she chases her down the street. And they're shooting machine guns at each other, and they're fucking battling. And at the end, she kills her. And spoiler alert: the bride was still alive after this scene happened in the movie. So, but. It's got pretty decent voice acting, and I think they got Uma Thurman in to do stuff, and it's kind of shot the scene composition is pretty good. It's just the fact that it's like especially once they get into the action scenes where they just keep having the fucking Fortnite people in the Quentin Tarantino short, and I hate it. And I hate it. I hate it so much. It's indicative of the time that we live in, and it just makes me go, oh no, oh boo, oh I don't like it.
I guess this is what like deluxe editions. This is the Tusk Super Deluxe of Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah,
they just found the supplemental whatever brought to you by our partners over at Epic and Fortnite. There's the banana.
He comes out with a shotgun. She's like, go back inside. And then he turns around and he's like, oh, I'm sad. I can't be part of this battle royale. And he goes back inside.
But he was a big banana man. The size of a man.
Peely the banana. Yep.
Is his name Peely?
His name is Peely. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Does he play soccer or is that?
I don't. Yep. Anyway, you can go watch it. It's free online. You don't have to go to the movie theater. And if you can ignore the Fortnite stuff, it's pretty good. So, yep.
Okay.
Speaking of Fortnite, the latest thing in Fortnite is Lego the Ninjago Lego is now a part of Fortnite. So I know this is a big thing. This wasn't a thing when I was a kid, but I think it's a thing that's a lot of people have nostalgia for. And they've got kind of a whole little mode now that you can play in the Lego Fortnite with all the little Ninjago characters. So if that's what you're into. It's there.
a brand deal within Lego Fortnite.
Yes. Lego. So Lego is in Fortnite, Ninjago is in Lego, and now Ninjago is in Lego is in Fortnite. Sponsored by Kill Bill.
Hole at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah.
The whole bloody affair. And Pepsi.
And our friends over at Raytheon.
Yep.
Yeah. It's okay. Lego.
Yep. It doesn't look bad, but I mean, like, it's pretty easy to make a third-person Lego game. They've already got a lot of the shit in there.
Did Warner publish this? No, we can't possibly spend man-hours to research this.
Okay, let's see.
Else?
What else do we got? We also have, speaking of brand deals, we got the Microsoft Flight Simulator Stranger Things expansion. Now you can fly over the town from Stranger Things, and you can rescue people from the cracks in the ground and the upside down and Stranger Things. That's Stranger Things. This is nothing new, though. I mean, they did one of these for Dune. They did one of these for Top Gun Maverick. Probably has more to do than just shoving the Stranger Things people into Fortnite, right? Like they modeled the little town that they live in, and there's some little objectives to do. So, yeah, yep. All right, let's see.
I got 0.
We got. I put all the brand deals at the beginning. We got the launch trailer for Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora from the Ashes, which is the DLC tie-in for the new Avatar movie. Bryce, I haven't been to a movie theater hardly at all this year. When I went to go see that Jujutsu Kaisen, they played a trailer for that Avatar, and I was like, I can't figure out how to get excited about this even a little bit. They're like, ooh, now there's cat people that are even they're
fire.
The bad guy cat people with ashes on them against the good guy cat people. I'm like, I don't give a shit about any of this, but
yeah, I am of the same pedigree. I think it's smart that they realized to just make a DLC expand. I mean, there's probably a whole story in here.
Yeah.
Make an expansion for the new movie, for the game, based on the movie, based on the idea from James Cameron that he came up with on the toilet.
Yes. And I think that one of the cool things here is that
the dog tag war. The dog tag warrior.
They are adding a third-person mode in this expansion, which obviously should have been in the game since the very beginning. But
pretend I'm doing the hand jerk motion.
Yeah.
Pretend I'm doing the jerk off motion.
Yep.
I can't spend the calories.
If I have to spend the calories on this, I'm going to be dead by the time we get done here.
I'm going to be from the ashes doing no air jerk.
Okay, here's a brand tie-in that I've been really excited for. We finally got the full-on launch trailer for Terminator 2D No Fate. This was supposed to come out last month, and they delayed it by a month in order to put more polish on it because they found some stuff at the last minute. This is published by that one that does all the Terminator stuff, but this is like a 2D action adventure game that I've been watching this thing for a few years. It's obviously made with a lot of love, kind of a throwback Super Nintendo style retelling of the Terminator 2 story with a bunch of different little mechanics for different stages, different characters that you play that do different things. Starting at the very beginning where John Connor has to fucking send the guy back, and then they've got all the iconic scenes from the movie. And there's even like I watched a little doc on this where there's even like an alt history mode where you can play the game canon, but you can also play the game and make other choices that kind of change the story up a little bit.
That's cool.
And there's like a baked in speedrun mode and all kinds of just good stuff. So
I wonder in the future if we're going to rate movies based on the generation of video game that the video game based off of it is right. Like in the future, they're going to think, oh, they loved Avatar because they made a full 3D game for it. But Terminator 2 was awful because they just made a 2D River City Ransom style game. And I'm also giving the no finger.
Yeah. I don't know.
People of the future, please let us know if you are from the Terminator future.
If you're a time traveler that came back via Skynet, write in and let me know. Is that how we're doing things in the future? Because I want to know. Anyway, I don't know. This is the last game.
Looking more at this looks kind of neat, more than just like a Contra clone.
Yes, I think it's got a lot more mechanics in it than. From all the trailers that I've watched, it's got a lot of depth to it. It seems like they spent a lot of time with it. It's also, I think, probably going to be like the last new quote unquote new game that RageSelect plays this year. So finally going to get a chance to take a look at it next week.
There we go.
Yep.
Check it out.
Okay, I think we got new stuff moving forward. I think it's no brand tie-in deals moving forward. First thing I saw was this game called Showgunners, which at first it was like, okay, is this character doing a voiceover about how they took everything from me in the arena, but now I'm going to come back. And I was like, oh, is this going to be like an online multiplayer, future, the finals kind of thing? No, this is an XCOM style tactics game, which makes me assume that it's like a single player game in this kind of Running Man-esque kind of death game show in the future, cyberpunk dystopian future, where you and a bunch of people are trying to beat the game in order to get access to the mastermind who killed your lover or brother or parents or I don't know. And the more I liked it, the more I watched this trailer, the more I was like, I'll like the look of this. I would play this.
The cutscenes are real nice. It really, not to be that guy, but it doesn't look like a tactics game from the cutscenes. Like, sometimes like XCOM feels like everything is about the size of the field of view from when you're playing the game XCOM.
Yep.
Where this seems like, it's got some cutscenes and it's got a lot of story in it.
We're all zoomed up all the way up to people's facial expressions and shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it looks promising to me.
Showgunners.
So, yep.
Showgunners.
Yes.
Shogun.
Speaking of cyberpunk dystopias, Warframe put out a little gameplay teaser for their new expansion called The Old Peace, which I always like to watch the trailer for a Warframe expansion, even though I don't have the time to play the 800 hours that it takes to get to. Last year they put out that 1999 expansion, and I realized you had to play to the end game of Warframe in order to start that expansion. And I was like, oh, and there's no skip tokens or anything. But this looks like these gigantic kind of space like tyrants that you're fighting. It looks like they're kind of going back to a little bit more of the old school Warframe. The last one was very retro and this kind of story about the past, and this looks like it's going back to kind of, actually there's some of it that looks a little bit more like medieval fantasy than the weird high-tech stuff that you see in some of the Warframe. Or it could just be that I don't know, and that there's a lot of Warframe looks exactly like this.
There's candles in it, folks. Like, we're basing it on she looks like a nun.
She looks like a nun. There's some candles. There's like
but they're definitely on a spaceship. So.
But then they're also on a spaceship and they're fighting cosmic threats and stuff. So guy cuts a thing in half he cuts like a spaceship in half with a sword. I don't know. It all looks fucking amazing and cool, and I wish that I had started playing Warframe when it was originally out, because I don't have the time now. So
looks neat. Cool for Warframe. Warframe Gemini Collection, the Old Peace Gemini Collection. Like, what the fuck? Okay, whatever.
Some skins and some tennos. Yep.
Okay.
We got the announcement trailer for Soul Shogunate.
Shogun.
Yes. Shogun. No.
Shogun.
This appears to be a space samurai third-person action game with, I can't tell, but ostensibly a hot lady main character cutting up cyborg robots and stuff in the future. I've had a pretty good track record with this style of game recently, so like I liked Eve or what was it called?
Astral Blade?
Stellar Blade, yeah.
Stellar Blade? Whatever.
We got there. But yeah, it looks like it's got a pretty interesting art style. I thought this was a different cybernetic samurai game, one that I'd seen before, but I think this is a brand new one. It's got a pretty kicking song on the trailer. And just a little bit of gameplay where they're showing, just a third person hacking, slashing, going out in space, cyberpunk, doing stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I'll do it.
Fine for that. Yeah. I would. This would be one maybe I kind of wait to see some impressions on, but the cutscenes look nice. I think it's tough now. I think bad games have good cutscenes now.
Yep.
So it's really easy to sell them. So I feel like I have to be very guarded.
You have to show me more.
I can't have childlike innocence anymore. I have to be really jaded about.
I need a
Soul Shogunate
10-minute vertical slice where I see. Yeah, Unreal Engine 5 has made everything look relatively decent in cutscene form. So, but yep.
What else?
What else? We got Luna Abyss.
Are all games the same? Are all games the same now? What is this one? Sorry.
This is from Quali Labs. I actually have played some of this stuff before. They're like, this is more of a this is more what I thought Showgunners was going to be. It's kind of like this one is like a
Luna Abyss. No, sorry.
Cyber hell. So like it's got a bunch of kind of horror tinge stuff to it, more gothic architecture, more weird looking
score.
Yeah. And then like kind of a bullet hell FPS where you're in arenas with kind of giant, weird, futuristic.
Is this a Warhammer?
No, this is not 20K? A Warhammer. This is not a Warhammer. No.
Someone call them. They can make a licensing deal real quick on this.
But Yeah, I never heard of
Okay.
this before. I never heard of it. So it looked like it could have. Again, I'm kind of with you where I would like to know. That's enough to put it on my radar, but I would like to know more before I become actually invested.
Yeah.
in
Like,
whether
who's this
is any
lady
good.
with the prison stripes? We
I
didn't see her
don't
at
know.
all.
I don't know. It's such a dour trailer with all this like weird cybernetic Hellraiser shit, and then at the end they have this like character art of this jaunty lady with like a cap, like
She's got the Claire Obscure French baguette outfit on.
but she's
wearing
got these horizontal black and white stripes, like she's in the world's most stylish cyber prison or something.
Yeah.
And then you got there's like a Galactus or something back, like a cybernetic
eye has opened.
police officer.
The lie has opened.
There's like there's like a guy with a big sword and a hologram lady with a gun. I don't know.
Is it George Clooney? No. Maybe. I don't know. This is
You don't-
organic marketing. You don't know.
You don't know.
Luna
Nobody knows.
this. Buy it to find out.
That's right. Coming 2026.
Oh, wait. Do you have the thing on here?
Which one?
Do you have the Hitman thing?
Oh, the Slim Shady thing?
The James Bond thing.
Oh.
The James Bond villain reveal?
Oh, was that an actual
I think that was real.
Okay, listen. Okay, I saw this teaser with this, right?
Oh, the leak. Yes, wait, hold on. It was a leak. Lenny fucking Kravitz is the bad guy in the 007?
Or at least one of them. I mean, who knows? Like, there could be, he could be like a hench villain or something.
Oh,
wow.
you think he's like he's just like the little guy that they get, but the real guy is going to be like James Dean.
I gotta say, it just depends on whether they're gonna try one of those like Blofeld reveals, like where they're gonna set up a whole universe, or whether they're just gonna have like a one-off Le Chiffre style thing. That's cool. I mean, hey, I am 100% on board with First Light. Like, I'm gonna buy it. I may even pre-order it. IOI has provided me countless hours of entertainment. They got my vote. I'm gonna try it out no matter what it is. Give it a shot. So,
I wonder if this is just going to be a voice or if they've modeled Lenny's entire hog. Because we know it's huge. We know he's packing.
I don't know. They put in Bruce Lee and Slim Shady and fucking Mads Mikkelsen. So somebody's got a 3D scanner over there.
It's just get the whole body. It's just easier that way. I'm just saying. It's just easier
Mr.
to do the
Kravitz,
whole
I'm going to need
body.
you to take your clothes off for this one. We got to be able to put multiple outfits on you when you're in the game.
Absolutely.
All right, back to our trailers.
Sorry, yes,
it's all right. No, it's all right. It's all right. We got the release date for Mio: Memories in Orbit. This is a Metroidvania game that I've had my eye on for a little while, where you play as like a little robot inside of this kind of crazy ship that is shutting down. This kind of gigantic ship, and you're going around and you're kind of fixing stuff up and finding out what happened. And it's got a real nice, kind of clean art style to it. We got a good like color palette, and it looks pretty snappy. So
We're really in the era of the megastructure.
yeah,
We're really in the era of the megastructure.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could write a research paper on this.
probably.
If you're busy getting stoned and listening to video games news and you need to write a research paper, consider writing one on megastructures in contemporary video games.
And if you get a good grade, then like let me know.
And let us know, brother. I will accept a co-author credit.
That's right. It's coming out January 20th. So
Okay.
yeah.
And pretty soon.
Quick news here. The Altar's got a big update.
This is the one where you play as the guy with clones.
Yes.
He's clones of himself.
Yep. And there's a new module that lets you play games and they actually added in like a full-on card game that you can play inside of the game. There's a new mission that's like a detective mission that all happens in a black and white hard-boiled mode. There's a bunch of customization where you can like paint the outside of the little modules on your giant thing with different little decals and colors. Suit customization, and then a photo mode. I quit putting photo modes. I don't give a shit. There's also like a super easy difficulty mode called relax mode, which actually gets me closer to playing the game because, as I understand it, I didn't want to go through the whole super hard time pressure part of the altars where you got to make sure that you do everything right or else everybody dies. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So
that sounds cool because I think that's enough to get me to give another look at that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I wrote that game off.
If I get like a free moment, which I will never have, so we got another character trailer for Tides of Tomorrow. This is a game that I've been really interested in. This game, it's like there's some kind of narrative first person action game where you're in like an ocean community, and there's like polluted water, and there's all this kind of color stuff where people have this weird stuff on their faces, and there's like civil unrest and sea monsters. The weird thing with this game is that it's like when you're playing it, other people's playthroughs show up as like ghosts, and you can kind of see what choices they made, and then you can make your own choices, or you can follow them to try to get to specific outcomes. So they've got this really weird system where everybody's playthrough, like you get another person's playthrough that kind of gets overlapped, and you can just ignore it, or you can try to follow it, or you can see what it does.
What do you mean overlapped?
It's like you see a ghost that is walking along doing stuff, and then if you come to like a decision point, like there's a cop that says like you can't go in this place, and it's like, well, you could turn away, but maybe that ghost punches them in the face, then you can kind of see what's happening with it. It is unclear to me the very specifics of it. Yeah. Like they have a demo, but I kind of want to keep my powder dry because I kind of want to see what that means when the full game comes out. But it's got a really good art style.
Is this like is this like a Fallout game? Are there guns in this thing, or is this like a raft survival? I kind of am having a hard time because this looks like Fallout.
Yeah,
but then this part looks like Borderlands.
There's some kind of action in it. I don't know if you're ever going to have a full on like mowing people down. I think there might be more of a like running, jumping, climbing, punching kind of thing. But then there's also like this part with the gun on a boat. I don't really know, to be honest. I've been interested to see where this goes. That this was a trailer focused on this character called Ayla that has a very limited time left to live with this weird shit on them, and is just trying to have a great time. So it's kind of a real ebullient character. So, yeah.
Interesting. Maybe it's like like a narrative game, like a Life is Strange, but then first person. Maybe
it's very possible. Again, like I said, I could go find out, but I just haven't yet. So,
leave us a comment if you know what this video game is.
Yep. Let's see. Next up, we got the announcement for a game called Silent Road that is like a spooky. I don't know. This one does look like an Unreal Engine flip. You're driving around.
This looks like a demo.
You're driving around a cab, and there's a bunch of like weird spookiness going on.
Pick people up.
Pick people
drop
up.
Them off.
Sometimes they ask you to do stuff, but then there's also a bunch of Japanese spooky ghosts everywhere. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Sometimes these things are really good, and sometimes they're incredibly forgettable. So,
yeah. We'll see. I'm sure coming to your favorite content creator soon. Silent Road.
Yep. We got the launch trailer for Skate Story. This is on PS Plus. Did you give this game a try at all?
I have not yet, but I haven't played it yet, but it looks very cool.
Yeah, this is a Devolver game where you play as a glass demon trying to skateboard out of hell, and so if you take too much damage, you just shatter in this really, like, the whole thing is visually arresting in a very striking way. It's got this kind of over sharpened filter on it, but then it's got all this like kind of spikes and maximalist kind of level design where there's shit all over the place. Like there was one point where we were playing it and we were skating down a place where it turns out the entire ground was text. And then we were able to stop, and it was actually text. It wasn't just like repeated. It wasn't lorem ipsum. It was like something that was actually written there. Mm-hmm. So a lot of interesting iconography in this. We put up a dojo for it. It seemed kind of in equal parts goofy, but then it was also an interesting take on skateboarding that felt different than like your skates or your Tony Hawks, where there's kind of a good cross section between a little bit more technical than a Tony Hawk, but a little bit less demanding than an actual skate. So
yeah, this looks very cool. I really dig the aesthetic. It kind of has like you were saying, the kind of maximalist sort of not vaporwave.
Yeah.
But not
vaporwave.
it's definitely not cyberpunk.
Yep.
You know, it's cool. It looks like, I don't know, Elden Ring meets, I don't know, the hacking mini game from Cyberpunk.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of levels in like Shadows of the Damned, like the Suda 51. It reminds me of like a Suda 51 environment of like very weird and like kind of an assault on your senses, but in a way that's so interesting that you're like, I can't really look away from
stylish,
it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
Skate Story
out now.
You must skate.
I was so happy. I put this one in the last minute. I hadn't heard about Mariachi Legends in quite a while. This is a Metroidvania game where you play as like this kind of this guy that puts on a mask and then turns into like this superpowered mariachi in this very kind of dark fantasy inspired pixel art kind of action thing with these kind of Mexican characters, like this kind of Latin inspired characters and mythology and stuff. I saw a trailer for this a while back. I think it looks great. I think it looks really cool. It looks like a fun 2D side-scrolling kind of Metroidvania game. It's got a lot of like really bombastic action and cool like art styles and stuff. And I hadn't heard about it in like a year or two, so I was really glad to hear that there was this Latin American game showcase that happened last week and that this was in there because it's got some cool stuff. Kind of reminds me of what's the game where you have the big metal hat on? The one with all the Catholic imagery in it. Nope, it's gone. Blasphemous. There you go. Yeah,
you mean Blasphemous?
Blasphemous.
Yeah, but and the pixel art animation that they've got is very high frame rate. It looks very sharp. Some of the cool like illustrated character portraits that they've got are doing some cool like 3D, almost like the Odin Sphere Vanillaware sort of look, but with more of like a what is it, like a palette, a very specific color palette. It looks neat.
Yep,
this is cool.
Very cool.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Was there a date on this?
Just 2026, sometime in 2026, which is more than we had before. So
there you go.
Let's see.
You can cut that.
I'm going to cut a few of these. We got the news that Anima Gate of Memories 1 and 2 remaster, which are apparently these are PS4 games, like PS4, Xbox One games are now getting remasters, and that they have like a big deluxe physical edition of this that you can get. It looks like some kind of action RPG that probably has a very big audience somewhere that was probably before I started looking at this style of game. So,
yeah, weird. I guess it's based off of like a tabletop RPG series also.
I don't know. It got me looking at the timeline and I'm like, if it's an early PS4 game, it's what, like
2016,
7 years. Okay, so 2016, so it's 9 years old. That's not off the table. Is that what we're going into? Is we're starting the PS4 remasters, the PS4 to PS5 remasters? So
even Wikipedia says it got mixed reviews. So.
Yep.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's a bunch of people who really liked it. It was their favorite thing because they played it when they were like 12. So
yeah, we're gonna see more of the like PS4 remastered, right? Because it's all like on the same chip stuff.
Yes, so you could just up the detail level and yeah. Cairn now has a release date. This is that Game Baker's climbing game that's been all over everywhere for a long time.
Okay. Is it like a big update?
Well, it's a full release date. I don't think they had one before. So, because it's coming January 29th, but like it's supposed to be this
Jusant. Sorry.
Yeah, Jusant is the one that I played, and then this is the other one that is like Jusant but is not. There's a little bit more. Seems like a little bit more survival, and it happens over more time than Jusant was like a single day or a couple days, and when
you're like moving the individual limbs a little more.
I don't know if that's the case or if it isn't, but it looks like it because the way that the limbs are. I don't know if it's just that you can put them anywhere and so that it ends up contorting the character into this kind of awkward looking poses. Like they really don't look like a person when they're climbing.
Very quappy or not getting over it. The difficult game about climbing.
Baby Steps.
Or no, difficult game about climbing is the name of the game.
Oh, okay.
But also Baby Steps. No, you're right. Yeah, Baby Steps too.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, who knows whether this is going to be any good or not. I guess take a look. January 20, what did I say? 26th, 29th?
That's pretty soon.
29th.
Yeah.
So
cool. Cairn.
Yep, Cairn. And then last but not least, let's talk about Restory. We got the announcement trailer of this game called Restory, which is a little like taken apart electronics and replacing busted, burned out parts and cleaning them up and putting them back together. Is basically the Power Wash Simulator version of like those YouTube channels that take apart an old console and then fix it up so that it looks nice. And apparently they got direct permission from Atari. Like the inside of this Atari 2600 is what it actually looks like, but they show like taking apart like PSPs and Ataris and like cell phones and stuff. It obviously takes place in the like mid 90s. There's a point in the trailer where the guy is like, oh, I can find new parts on that new thing they call the internet, like going through an old ass inbox looking for stuff. So I don't know. I just finished Power Wash Simulator 2, so maybe I'm looking for my next cleaning stuff up the video game.
There've been a few of these of like you deal with trinkets, maybe not always necessarily, the 2000s technology repairing thing, but there have been a few games like this over the years. It seems like this one is focusing on having a bit of a story rather than just being like a play it forever procedural thing.
Yeah.
It looks cute. The models and the animations seem nice.
Yeah. Okay, let's finish her up with some rapid fire. We got some new announcements for the PlayStation Network, PS Plus stuff. Probably the big thing here is that Assassin's Creed Mirage, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Skate Story, as previously mentioned, and then Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which was that Grand Blue Fantasy RPG that by all accounts was pretty decent from last year, as well as some Paw Patrol games and some other crap. So
okay. That's on Extra. I think I moved back to basic.
Oh yeah,
I got off the Piss Pass.
Yeah.
I'm no longer on the pod.
Fulbright, the Gone Home developer, is putting out a thing called Springs Eternal next year. That seems like a narrative. I've watched the trailer for this. It's like kind of walking around the forest doing stuff. Just for context, Fulbright, they made Gone Home, and then they made the one on the space station, and then they were making Tacoma. They were making their next game, and then everybody at the studio hated the guy that made those games, and they were like, he's toxic, it's a toxic work environment, he's a bad boss. So like literally split, where he kept the name of Fulbright and is just making games by himself, and then all the rest of the team went out and they made that game that had the Gilmore Girls lady in it, where you're driving around with your daughter cross country, moving to college or whatever. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
I missed that one.
Oh, well, also, while researching this, apparently that guy, the Steve Gaynor, the guy that made Fulbright, his last game was called Toilet Spiders. And it came out in 2024, and you're like in a radioactive exclusion zone searching for radioactive toilet spiders. And I'm like, yep, didn't see that at all, baby. Fulbright Company. What did they put out? Well, Gone Home, Tacoma, Toilet Spiders.
And it's Fulbright Presents too.
Yeah.
Oh wow. What an asshole.
There you go. Open Roads was the name of that other game.
Oh yeah, okay. What weird. What else?
Let's see. This is a good one. The Studio Simogo is a company that made a bunch of phone games that were very influential and popular. Yearwalk, Beat, Sneak, Bandit, and a few other things. They realized that the stuff was probably having a hard time with game preservation, so they basically made a little like virtual phone game collection, because a lot of their games you would actually like turn your phones, or there were specific things that would influence the way that it works. This is on the PC, but they also are putting it out on the Switch and the Switch 2, so you can literally do the like turning the phone multi-tap stuff, and that all works on the Switch too. So It's just a nice little thing.
Yeah. And some of those mobile games are like early mobile games. Like, it costs to maintain a mobile game over the years, with updates and debugs and all that stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Analog 3D put out a bunch of clear plastic. They put out their N64 emulator with I forget what they call that chip, the programmable chips, the FPGA chips. That shit sold out right away, but they came out probably all sold out by now because it was like yesterday they went up. But these kind of clear plastic primary colored versions that I think Nintendo used to have some of these that they put out. There was like a purple one, at least that I remember seeing. Yeah. So
neat.
And they're also bringing back stock for January. Let's see. 2XKO has a release date. We talked about that within the context of Evo, but after a bunch of betas and stuff, it looks like that full game is coming out at some point in January. I don't know the specifics, but that's when their first season is. So if you're into fighting games, keep that in mind. And then we'll just finish up with a few quick things. One is a mod that lets you play Hades 1 in Hades 2. So in Hades 2, when you go, there's like a place where you can choose whether you want to go up or down, like for your run, because there's two different roads. Apparently, this adds a third option, which is just basically play Hades 1. But you actually play Hades 1 as Malinoe from Hades 2. So it's like you're using the mechanics.
Hades 1 levels?
It's the Hades 1 levels, enemies, and all their behaviors, but in Hades 2. With the Hades 2 main character and the way that they do things, which is different. Like Malinoe plays way different from Zagreus.
Okay.
So
that seems neat. It seems like that's neat. I feel like that's something the studio could do. I mean, it's cool. It's cool either way, but it almost sounds like something you could pitch as like DLC. Hades 2, the Hades 1 DLC.
Right.
For $10 or something.
It's also interesting because all of the old dialogue is there, but Zagreus is there. They just put Malinoe standing behind him the entire time. So the entire narrative just has her back there like, yeah, man, okay, sure. And last but not least, if you need a little holiday cheer in preparation for the new season of Fallout, they put out the Fallout Gulag video on YouTube, where Walton Goggins comes out and gives you a few lines as the ghoul. He's got dog meat with him, and then it's just kind of a Yule log video, except it's got like a human arm in it. And there's a radio playing like old timey Christmas music, a la Fallout, kind of tinny radio style. So
yeah, okay.
It's like a 90 minutes. Yeah,
it's for a Yule log video, they actually shot stuff. And they actually shot something for it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've made Yule log videos and not needed to shoot anything for them.
And that's it. That's our that's our podcast. A lot of stuff. Lots of stuff this time around. Yeah. Bryce, tell the fine folks at home where they can find you when you're not over here helping me run down all them newses.
I got two things really quick. One, you know about it. I talk about it all the time. Marbles.win. It's a website where you can find all the info on the Marbles Twitch streaming that we do. We just wrapped up our season for the year. So get on the Discord, get on the email list, and get all the updates when we will be back, which should be in January. And then check out on YouTube, on podcast, the Two Tusks Music Podcast. It's me and Jeff talking about some classic music and listening to originals and alternate cuts. It's a listen along podcast, so you can just tune in and we'll have the music all there for you. We got a new season cooking up. We just finished recording a few more episodes that are going to be coming out this month. So one more time, Two Tusks Music Podcast. Check it out. Thank you.
There you go. And hey, if you like this podcast and you would like to hear more of it, patreon.com/RageSelect is where you can go to help us out. This is
what am I going to get? Bonus videos?
You're going to get bonus videos. You're going to get Discord access. You're going to get a crap load of bonus videos. John and I just finished Dispatch, and it was an incredibly delightful time. So, if you want to come hang out with us and make sure that RageSelect sticks around for years to come, patreon.com/RageSelect is how you can do that. Get in on that. And next week we will be back with our full Game Awards reactions.
He's rage baiting me.
Yes,
He's rage baiting me live on the podcast.
I am doing that.
What
okay.
bullshit is this? What movie is this bullshit for? This is not for a game. I'm sure this is this Wicked.
I pulled up the Game Awards because I was gonna just start watching it after we were done here. And
fucking Wicked.
It's gotta be. Is it Wicked? Is it Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 DLC? Where people getting raptured? It's a bunch of peasants, and they're getting pulled up off the stage with the wires, and they're all yelling at the people getting pulled up in the air. I don't know. Do we want to stick with this?
Let's take a minute here and just wait, because now they're doing some space shit.
Yeah,
this is like a Cthulhu.
There's there's flashing lights. There's like a black hole. There's a black hole sun.
Black hole sun. Yeah, won't you come?
Yep. We don't have any audio, though, so we can't...
it's better this way, trust me.
You don't have to listen to any Jeff Keighley.
You don't need to listen.
And okay, now we got a guy...
cut to...
He's like a crown. He's like a emaciated old man.
Saw 10 in space.
He's like an emaciated Sauron. He's got a thing cut into him. Is this the thing? Is this the eyeball thing that we were talking about? Okay, wait, now we're at the festival, and we're buying meats, and wait, what are we doing here? The guy on stilts.
Fable.
Is it Fable? Oh, wait.
Could this fucking be Fable? But there's space. There's space.
Wait, there's a Wicker Man over here. Oh, okay. This might be Fable because an orc threw up and then a bunch of pigs started eating it. And there's
maybe like Lord of the Rings.
Is
like Mordor?
Or is it getting ready to be like?
Because that's a Hobbit guy, right?
I think a dwarf, maybe. Is this Lords of the Fallen? Is this Lords of the Fallen 4? Is this another Lords of the Fallen?
Fucking by myself.
They're hanging like little ornaments on their Wicker Man, and people are Wait, is this that? Is this that game? Is this that Blood of the Dawnwalker thing?
She grabbed her face and then did the take the two fingers to close the eyelids.
Is this that Dawnwalker game? There's a bunch of Witcher guys that are making this vampire game. Dude, I don't know what the fuck this is. Oh, the old guy's in the Wicker Man. They set it on fire and now he's burning.
Is this the Divinity thing?
I don't. Oh, okay, but that was a lizard man. I know there are lizard men in the Divinity. Did we accidentally stumble onto a Divinity
thing?
Original Sin? The guys
the space, the thing in space that looked like it was like a solar eclipse, but then also two other planets were abutting the eclipse, and that kind of looked like the Divinity mark.
And everybody's they're having sex now. The people are having sex in front of the old man that's burning, and also there are children there. This is weird.
This is how Jesus really died.
This is a weird fucking trailer. Okay, he's really burning up. He's really spending a long time burning up. They got a Squid Game guy in there,
but he's got the face mask like that fucking
Audrey
Gearbox
2
game from. Hammerfall,
Godfall, yeah. Now we got just a montage of grotesqueness. People eating,
tearing, and ripping and burning.
And now
his heart sac exploded.
He's a blood geyser now.
Oh my god!
And he's geysering the blood, and everybody's like,
"It's the end of the Suicide Squad!
Quick, stop fucking and let's run!" Some people are. It's hilarious. Yep, it's got the Larian logo, Larian Studios. So
it's got to be Divinity 3.
You think it's Divinity 3?
I mean, either it
can't be
the Divinity remake we were talking about, but
it can't be. I don't think it could be that. I think we came in right at the time, right at the specific. It's the thing. It's the thing. It's the thing from the desert. That's what it is. With the things coming off and the people all over the side of it. That's exactly. I looked at it a bunch.
Okay.
So, and that's the logo that we looked at earlier.
That's right.
Divinity. But is it Divinity 3? Is it Dragon Commander 2? Divinity Dragon Commander 2?
Divinity -1.
Divinity 1? Are we rebooting?
Original Sin. No, that we can.
Oh, okay. Wait.
So, this is just the remake, I guess, that you were.
Is it a remake? Can I get some? He says, "What a moment." Statue in the mind. Okay, fuck off, Keeley. what game was that? The Hellstone. And yes, Larian winners of Game of the Year in 2023 for Baldur's Gate 3 are hard at work on their next role-playing game, a continuation of the Divinity Saga. There you go. I was proven wrong from like a year, like a hour and a half ago when I said that they said they weren't working on it.
That's right. Even bigger than Baldur's Gate 3, promising more depth than ever before. Make sure to pre-order to get all of the functionality campaign season pass.
They made me look stupid. Okay, that's it.
There we go.
All right.
Now we're all mad.
Live reactions. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.